Good day to you, wherever you are. I want to make sure that everyone can hear loud and clear. Can you hear me? Question. We're coming to you live from the Elevation Studios. And I want to make sure that everybody can hear the voice, our voice, the voice of we. I was attempting to play some music. I'm going to try it once again and see if you can hear it. Let me know if you can hear this music. We've been having issues with this music playing for a while, and we're attempting to fix it. If you can hear some music, say yes, I hear some music. If you don't hear music, say no music. To live an elevated life. To stay focused and clear. Always moving towards a goal. I allow myself to let go and to learn to live and to grow. I allow myself time and space. I allow. Welcome one and welcome all. We're coming to you live. Live from the Elevation Studios. You're listening to I Allow. I allow myself to feel. To express myself. And to use the talents that I possess. I allow myself to make love out of the things that are not love. I allow myself to be a creative, live in the moment. I allow. Yes, yes, yes. That is the music coming from the new Dr. B. Sirius Medicine Music Collective 3 project, which is coming to you soon. That was originally from the soundtrack of God Power 2, I Allow, featuring the voice of Azare. And there is a new version coming that I think you'll be really surprised about. I'd like to thank you all for coming, for being here, for allowing yourself to have this experience. Welcome one, welcome all. I'm glad we finally got the music playing. We've been working on that for weeks. But you know, sometimes when there is what you perceive to be a blockage or a hurdle, it just means to stay focused and see the project through. Move past opposition. Move past the pain. Move past the illusion. Good day, good morning, good night. We realize that there's people on this webcast that are here from all over the world, so we'd like to welcome you all for investing this time. I see folks from the UK. There's a folks from the continent of Alkebulan. There's folks from South and Central America, North America, South America, Turtle Island, Gaia. There may be some here even from other dimensions, other places, other spaces, other planets, other universes. Welcome all. If you're here for the first time, please put that you're here for the first time. And if you're here for the first time, where are you from and how did you hear about this webcast? If you've been here before, where are you on the planet? Where are you listening from? Where are you coming from? Where are you going? What is your desire? If you're a veteran, you've been here before. Let us know you've been here before. It's good to see you all. So I see friends. Wow. There's some powerful people in the space today. Congratulations. 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 Wow. How many of you have congratulated yourself today? If you haven't, take a second and congratulate yourself because you have graduated yourself by waking up today and being here in this now moment space. Congratulate yourself. Give yourself a round of applause. Don't wait for them to give you an applause. Don't wait for people to anoint you, to appoint you. Give yourself permission to congratulate yourself, by yourself, with yourself, for yourself, possibly for the first time. Can we do that now? Let's clap. We made it. Come on, clap. Clap like you feel it. Just put your hands together. Because now you have elected and selected yourself to be the one. To be the one here now. Have you pondered how deep that is? And how powerful that is? After all we have been through together and individually, we awakened, we arose today and took the breath. Because some today, they didn't have this experience of breath today. Some are not in the space to even allow themselves to breathe deeply, to accept deeply, and to let go and to forgive and let the past be in the past. Because the only way we can move forward and the only way we can get into the now is to be away from what we call the past. Because there's no way we can fix the past. It's gone. It cannot be changed. So why spend today attempting to repair yesterday? Once we get this one piece, we'll have peace, which becomes whole. Is that okay? Is it okay that I share some information today that may be a little different than your average way of thinking or your everyday thought. And would it be okay if I share some information that you may have never pondered before? Would that be okay? Is it okay if we make this a little fun and we make it a little high spirited? Would that be okay? And would it be okay if we talk about some things that are challenging that may cause a little bit of agitation within you? Because it may go against the programming that you have had for thousands and thousands and thousands of millennia. Is it okay that we work on breaking the spell today of the past disagreeable moments and go into this now time with what may be challenging, which may cause a little pain, may pinch a little, but cause us to begin to become liquid crystals, like diamonds, like diamonds, like diamonds. Think about it. What does it take to create a diamond? Do you have any idea what it takes to create a diamond? How many thousands and millions of years? Because, see, the diamond starts out as plants. Did you know this? It's plant material. It's the leaves, it's the roots, it's the limbs that fall to the ground. And after a while, they break down the mycelium in the soil. They begin to break it down and turn it into humus, or what you call soil or dirt. And after many years of leaves and things dying or transforming, you have more and more soil, more and more humus, which becomes humic acid after a while. And after the pressure in the heat of the earth, in the vibration that is raising within that humic acid, that humus, that life-giving material that we call dirt, that we call soil, which has the minerals and the life force of everything that came before it. And then that becomes what we call oil, like petroleum, oil. Did you know that that starts as leaves and plants? Did you know that's where that comes from? But it goes through a transformation, and the what we call oil is the sum combination of the decomposed material of all the life above it. And then after more pressure and more heat, that oil begins to condense down and solidify. That liquid wave of energy, it begins to solidify into solid material, which is now called coal. Some call it charcoal. Coal. A dark melanated energy that has everything in it. And after more heat and pressure and thousands and millions of years and millennia that goes by, that coal begins to clarify and becomes diamonds. The hardest substance known. Notice I said it's known to man. Notice I said to man. We got to watch science. So did you see the sequence that happened? The trees, the leaves, the water, the rain, the weather, all of those things causes the trees and the plants to live a high vibration here on the high earth, on the high corral. But all of this material in life has another life in what we may call the afterlife. It has a goal. It has a destination. It has a program in it. where it allows itself to be broken down time after time into smaller and smaller pieces, ingredients, and particles, and be broken down by the mycelium, by the weather, by the rain, by the energy of nature. All things break down. They all break down. All things break down into smaller ingredients and go back to Mother Earth, Gaia. And then it becomes something else. It becomes the earth, the soil. Did you know that Mother Earth is the lowest vibration? We keep talking about having a high vibration, but do you realize that the lowest vibration that we know of, that we can perceive on this planet, is Mother Earth? Are you aware of this? That the low vibration that you keep saying that is bad and disagreeable is Mother Earth? Where'd that come from? Where'd that program come from? How did that get in your head? That a high vibration is good and the lowest vibration is bad. Sounds like somebody's got issues with the feminine vibration. Somebody's got issues with the Mother Earth herself. Somebody has issues with the feminine essence, which has a lot to do with alchemy and transmutation and change. That diamond that you say and that you've heard was a woman's best friend, where'd that come from, huh? Do you realize what it is? It is the living, solidified energy of all things that grew on the planet. And then we say it has a high value. But it comes from a low vibration called the earth, the pressure, the heat. So now apply that to your life. Every day, what we go through, what we hear, what we feel, what we imagine. All at some point is going to condense down and become a part of the earth again from whence it came. We are all from the earth. The earth is star material from the galaxy, which means that we are particles of the star. So we're star child, star children, star childs. The thing about nature is it moves in a sequence based on just allowing things to happen naturally. All things living have one goal and one desire: to move towards the next vibration, which some people would call death. But there's truly no death. Because if there was death, there would be no life. Or let's put it a different way. In order for there to be life, there must be death. So if we're living, we must also be dead. If we're dead, we must also be living, because everything is connected to its opposite all at the same time. Everything is happening right now. There is no yesterday. There is no tomorrow. There's only to now. And who we are now, what we are now, how we move now, what we say now, how we feel now becomes our reality. And in order to become a diamond, to become like the hardest substance known to man, we have to let some parts of ourselves die and dematerialize and break down. We have to go through pressure. We got to go through heat. We got to go through hell to create heaven sometimes. You're not going to just get to heaven and have all this greatness and this great utopia without going through some pain, without going through what they call turmoil. But some folks, they get caught up in the pain, caught up in the turmoil. What had happened? Look at me. Look what happened to me. Poor me. I'm not worth anything. Imagine a piece of soil that doesn't feel it's worth anything. Imagine leaves on trees that have no value intrinsic within themselves because they're waiting for somebody else to give them permission to be leaves, to be trees, to be squirrels, to be collard greens, to be rocks and soil, to be quartz and crystal. Imagine things in nature waiting for something or somebody to give them permission to celebrate life right now. Most things in nature, they celebrate every day. You can tell because what do? They're in constant expression. Constant expression, moving towards what? Whatever the goal is. What is the goal? The goal is to become more. And to become more, sometimes you have to become less. The goal is to vibrate and do as much as you can while you're breathing. And give yourself permission. So each day we must give ourselves permission to go through what we must go through, to become like diamonds, to go through the hell, to be broken down from leaves and trees and stems to humus, to oil, to coal, to diamonds. And guess what? They go back and flip again, and it starts over, and the cycle keeps going over and over and over and over and over. But each time in a new cycle, things change a bit. Each day, things change a bit. Each moment, things change a bit. Each life, things change a bit. History technically does not emphatically repeat itself. It's always a little different. It may look the same, sound the same, feel the same, but it's different. How different are you today? Are you going to drag yesterday and yesteryear and yester problem into now? Then you're haunted. Are you ready to get rid of the haunting? They always got a new horror story. Oh boy. Something bad. Some creatures out there, something we can't control. Some evil beings. I got to protect myself from evil. So you got your lucky goat's foot or rabbit's neck around you or something, or you got this thing, this symbol, or these things that's supposed to protect you from evil because you believe in evil, because you were programmed to believe that something outside of you is more powerful than what's inside of you, but what's inside of you is the most powerful thing in your universe because you are the universe. You're connected to it. How could you be disconnected from the universe? And since the universe is God, the universal God, the God of the universe, then you must be a particle, a part, one small parcel of the bigness of the all that they call God. They always got another horror movie. They always got bad news. What about the good news? Is there any good news? Did any good news to happen today? I was at the Invest Fest here in Atlanta weeks ago. There was nothing but good news. There was thousands and thousands and thousands of people talking about the good news, sharing, trading cards, talking about what they're creating, investing in themselves, investing in new ideas, listening to information that can help us rise, That was a beautiful thing. I didn't see the 6 o'clock news, the 7 o'clock news, the major news channels were not there. They weren't reporting on that. Why not? Why not report on the good stuff? Because in the news, they say, if the news that bleeds is the story that leads. Because somebody, somewhere, would like to keep you in chronic servitude syndrome and keep you in fear. And after years and years of being in fear, what happens? You become inferior. You're infuriated. Is that a word, infuriated? I'm just infuriated. What does that mean? That means you're full of fear. You even fear God. You fear God. That's deep, man. That means you fear you. Because you can't disconnect yourself from the all. So that means you're afraid of yourself. Some people are not afraid of things outside as much as they're afraid of what's inside. Some folks are really afraid of being successful. They don't even know it. They keep saying they would like to be successful. But then all of a sudden, the saboteur pops up. And that saboteur comes in and begins to whisper in your ear. It usually whispers in through your left ear and tells you what you can't, what you shouldn't, what you couldn't, what you won't. Sounds like a parasite to me. That's what I call a mental parasite. An idea or a feeling or an experience that you think is real that keeps haunting you, talking to you, something that will keep you reducing your own self from celebrating this day, from being a priority this day, from giving yourself a permission slip to be your best self today. If you're ready and willing to be your best self today, let's keep going. If you feel that you're not ready to, you're not willing to become a diamond, if you're not willing to go through the rain, if you're not really ready to go through the transformation and the heat and the pressure and sometimes the pain and even having to go to hell, right? If you're not willing to do that, then you might as well hang up now. Log off. Log off on everything, in fact. Just hang on up. Hang up in life. Get you hung up anyway. Who you hanging out with? A lot of people are hanging out with somebody and they got them hung up. How many people are hanging out with folks that's got them hung up? How many in relationships that's got them hung up? And you get hung up and you get strung up and you're laying out there lynched in your own ideas. Why? Because somebody told you that you owe these people something and that you're not enough. Some people are caught in this place between a rock and a hard place. I'm not sure what that even is. Client called me yesterday and I said, how you doing? He says, brother, I'm doing okay, but I'm between a rock and a hard place. I'm like, well, where is that? I remember back in the day, they used to say, well, yeah, how you doing? They said, well, if it wasn't for bad luck, I wouldn't have none at all, Dr. B. What? What is bad luck? What is it? Bad luck. They even had a song, Bad Luck. That's what you got. That's what you got. How'd you get bad luck? The question here is, what do you desire the most? Yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'd like to thank you all for investing this time and waking up today to hear this message, because this message is of extreme importance. If you have friends and neighbors that you'd like to hear this message, call them and tell them to log in. And if you'd like to like this page, we thank you over here at Elevation. Like this page. But before you like this page, like the page that you're on. And take like and transform that into love. Love this page. Love this page in your life of the book that you're a part of, that you're writing. Do you realize you're writing a book? Did they tell you that? Did they tell you that when you was in when it was rocking you in the cradle, did they sing songs about how you're writing a book, little baby? That'd be a great song to sing to the little baby child. Writing a book, little baby, writing a book. You're writing a book, little baby, writing a book. So imagine singing that to the child. What you singing to the child? What you saying to the child? What was said to you as a child? The average adult lives life as an adult based on the conclusions of a child. The average adult lives life as an adult based on the conclusions of a child. The average adult lives life as an adult based on the conclusions of a child. I'd like to thank you all for voting for Dr. B at the Forbidden Conscious Awards, the second annual Forbidden Conscious Awards. I am grateful to be honored and to be selected as the spiritual leader of the year. That was mind-blowing. That was something that the one they call Dr. B and many other names was not expecting. And I'm just now coming out of the shock of it. Yeah, this is deep. We're going to talk about this because this is the root of everything for many of us. Some of y'all like that song to sing to the children. Huh? You ain't got to use that voice now. That's my, one of my characters that comes online sometimes. Yes, I was not expecting to be honored. First of all, just to be in the category. How many people here saw the awards or was at the awards, the second annual Forbidden Conscious Awards? How many people were there, or how many people saw it? How many people even know about it? What's the first? It's like the Grammys or the Oscars for people who are in the wellness community, people who are in the what they call conscious community, in the awareness community, people who are doing things that are bringing awareness to the people in a big way. So there's many different categories. There was like podcasters and, anomaly hunters, UFO hunters, people who've written books, people who actually normally would not get this type of worldwide credit because the news is looking for something that's disagreeable. There's a lot of agreeable things happening right now in this moment. We're all here together. We just celebrated together. We're celebrating this particular time together. We all clap together. We're all coming together in oneness, attempting to do better, helping each other, becoming one, collaborating to become one. So many big things are happening, especially in 2024. This thing started off with a bang. It started off, all the biggest events that were good were not in the major news channels. And that's okay. We don't need them to report. See? Because what they do is they transliterate things. See, and that's okay what they do. My glasses seem to be a little funny here. So we don't need them to give us, you know what I'm saying, validation. We don't need to be validated. We need to collaborate what we have and start our own channels and platforms. This is what we're doing. There's platforms being worked on right now that are going to rival YouTube and the IGs and the Facebooks and to TikToks and all of that. Did you know that? There's new channels being created right now. There's new ways to get information so that we can begin to cultivate and plant the seeds that we would like to plant instead of buying seedless fruit and eating seedless ideas and listening to seedless bullshit, right? That gets you to believe in some stuff that was made up, that was twisted, that was transliterated, that had a spin on it, that didn't show the whole truth and nothing but the truth. When has the mainstream told you the whole truth and nothing but the truth? When have they done it? When have they honored a contract? When have they honored any? When has this Western world honored the paperwork? It's just paper. They're going to give you land and 40 acres and a mule. Well, a couple people got it if they were standing there, but they didn't put this. They didn't go by stagecoach and tell everybody that they could get their 40 acres and a mule. There's land out there that people could have. There's grants. There's all kinds of things out there that it's just not in the mainstream. Nobody's really advertising. You got to go look for it. there's really good music. People keep telling me how bad the music of today is. What you're listening to is not the music of today. That's the music that they're promoting to you. That's the music that they're giving to you on the corporate channel inside the corporation. You can't expect that the farmer to just let you be free. You're on a farm. They want to keep you on the farm, and they've got an invisible fence out there that you think is there that's holding you back. And since you say it's holding you back, it's holding you black, it's holding you down, and as long as you believe it's there, you'll be just like the animals in the springtime where the fence has fallen down from the winter snow, and those animals are still standing on the farm, and they haven't even left because they don't know they could leave, because they don't have the awareness that there's no fence. In fact, they don't even know where they go because they're so domesticated. When you've been so domesticated, right, you've been under a dome in your mind so long that you don't even know that you are free, that you could be free in this moment. You don't know that right now you're creating freedom. And right now, every breath that you take is free, and you have a chance to break this spell. But if you keep talking about what had happened and what they did to you and how they beat you down and what they're going to do tomorrow, oh boy, then guess what? You're haunted. You might as well hang up and get hung up because you're hung up on life. I remember my mother used to have me go to this store and take her to this store called the handbag hang up. How many of you all is in a handbag and you're hung up? How many? And some of us is self-inflicted. Some of us was a program, but the program can be broken. And some of us need to realize that who we think we are, who we were told we are, is not who we really are. Who we really are. Somebody asked me the other day, so Dr. B, well, what's your real name? So my real name is Dr. B Sirius. No, I mean, what's your real name? I said, what are you talking about? Then they said something deeper. Well, what's your Christian name? What? What is a Christian name? I'm not valid unless I have a Christian name. What makes you think that I may possibly be a Christian? Why couldn't I be? Let's go with the majors. Why couldn't I be a Jew or a Hebrew? Why couldn't I be a Muslim? Why couldn't I be a Buddhist? I mean, there's a lot of belief systems out there. Rosterism, rosters. There's a lot of systems out there. Why do I have to pick one? Because once you pick one, you get caught up on that train and you're riding that train and that train is closed and you got to go wherever that track takes you. My real actual name is Doctah, not Doctor, Doctah B Sirius. And the B is actually for being. So it's actually Dr. Being Serious. The bottom line is you have to stop waiting for the masses to agree with you when you have your own genius mind. Each person has it. So you're going to have to choose, especially now. When they said, and the winner is Dr. B Sirius, my heart jumped out of my chest. It was mind-blowing because I didn't even have the expectation. I wasn't there to win. I don't do what I do because I'm looking for the accolades. I'm doing this because this is what I'm here to do. This is what I'm being. And I've always been this. People say, well, we just heard about you. Well, I've been around a long time and you just might not have been in the right circle. Welcome to the new circle. What belief system do I have? I have the belief system of being right here. I don't really believe in anything, right? Because believe means to follow blindly. I come from a place, right? A space off world where we spread the good news and attempt to help people to hear the good news if they're open to hear it. But the question is, what do you desire? Because see, when I got this award, And when I walked out on the stage, any of you who saw it, in fact, it's on, the acceptance speech is on stage. I was so nervous. I had tears in my eyes, and I'm like, this is deep because I just broke a spell, a spell that I had that was on me, that success was, based on what my father said success was, you've got to get a degree, several degrees. You've got to be a doctor. You need to be a lawyer. You need to be something that is acceptable in the Western world in the eyes of the king and queen. We didn't say it that way, but that's how I heard it. So I went and did my own thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm a cultural creative. So music, life, health, teaching. But once the award came, everything switched up and changed. And I, for the last few weeks, have been going through a molecular change. In fact, some of you, if you see where I was on maybe a week ago when I was talking about collaboration, I was still kind of in between worlds. My body tried to catch what you might call a flu or a cold. It tried. All kinds of stuff popped up to block me from having the true mindset of being a spiritual leader, period. Because I've never professed to be that. Some people say, well, Dr. B, you're a great healer. I've never said that I was a healer. I don't have that in my title. That is not on my card. That's not on the website. I'm a proponent for change and growth. I will say I'm a musician. Yes, I am. I'm a musician. I'm a producer. I'm an engineer. I make music. And the music that I help to create right now, or the music that comes through me, is music that helps to channel people to a place where they can be creating peace or love within themselves. I'm a public speaker. I talk to people about themselves so that they can now begin to change themselves and go through the transmutation and do what the leaves have done. And what nature does every day is creates diamonds. It creates substances. It creates crystals. We're all crystals. But once I received this award, for weeks, I was just kind of like, as some of you saying, but where's Dr. B? We need you, Dr. B. You need me. I got to need me first. I got to get me together. I got to get myself together because this is throwing me into a whole new place, a whole new space. I'm still going through it. I'm up and down. I'm wondering how much weight is on me right now. Is the whole world waiting for me to say something? That's a lot. Some people are pumped up. They need to say something all the time. Yeah, I'm such and such. I am the great king, queen, god, goddess. I am the knower of knowing of knowings, and I have something to say. Then you check out their life, and their life is in shambles, but they got something to say. And that's okay if you got something to say that can help people, because you ain't got to be perfect to help people. In fact, your stuff can be in shambles and you could be helping other people. A lot of us have that chronic servitude syndrome where we're always helping other people, and then our stuff be all in shambles. So what I've had to ask myself and what came up is, what do you desire? Dr. B, what do you desire? And a whole bunch of stuff pops up on the radar, on the screen. It's like all these things, a whole list of things. I desire this. I desire that. I desire that. A new recording studio out by the river. I had all these things that popped up when I said, what do you desire? Then I was putting together this talk today, and I told our assistant, our administrator, that I'd like to do this. It's last minute. I'd like to put it up. She says, well, what are you going to call it? I says, what do you desire? She said, well, you need something to go with it. Something to go with it. I'm like, well, what do we need? That's it. Just make it simple and plain. And she says, what about putting the word most in there? I said, what do you desire most? Because if you listen sometimes to what's around you, there's answers in the environment from those who you may not even think knows what the goal is. What do you desire most? That changed everything. The list of things that was on the desktop, it condensed. So today, it's about what you desire the most. Because what's happening right now, I'm looking out the window, right? And it's really interesting because the leaves are beginning to fall. Some are still hanging on, they got time, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of them have turned yellow and orange and some turning purple. They're falling. The leaves are falling. The tree is letting go of the leaves, which are, they're like antennas. They're like solar panels. They're picking up light throughout the year. From spring until now, they've been picking up the light, the information from the sun, from the galaxy, from the stars. They've been picking up information. They are tools that are used to pick up information. So they're like antennas. Trees themselves are antennas, by the way. But the antennas of the antennas are the leaves. Well, the tree is allowing the old leaves to fall, the old tools and the old ways, because guess what? The tree knows what it desires most. And what the tree desires most is to be able to grow and to be able to go through the transmutation and make new leaves in the spring. The tree desires most to expand and express itself as best it can, and to grow new roots and to become bigger and stronger and get more sunlight and more water and more minerals. See, it has a program within it that's unchangeable, huh? It's indelible. It can't be erased. That program in those trees and in those animals that are out there in nature, they got only a couple things they do. All they do is eat and make love. It's all nature does. And its goal is to expand and increase itself and to move past the past. Whew. Did y'all hear that? To move past the past. That's your goal. Dr. B, I'm here and I'd like to know my purpose, Dr. B. I've been working on this for years and I've been to many schools. I've got 45 degrees. And I still don't know what my purpose is here. I'm trying to figure that out, Dr. B. If you could help me with that, everything would change, Dr. B. Your goal is to grow past your past, to expand your potential, to express yourself right now the best you can. That's your goal. It's too simple, Dr. B. I was told by my mother, my father's mother, brothers, and the professors in school, and they all said that I had to have a definite purpose, and I just don't seem. He got 45 degrees. All you need is 1 degree to know that you're here to do your best today at being your best. But you must what? Quantify and qualify what you desire most. Let's go. Y'all all right? Not what you desire. See, for many years, when I was seeing clients, they would come sit on the couch and I'd ask a simple question, no matter whether it was a physical, challenge they were having, whether it was a mental challenge, was this a spiritual challenge? I'd ask one question of every client, and I saw thousands of clients. What do you want? Or what is your goal? Or what is your desire? And when you ask this question, something happens. Let's try it. What do you desire the most? If you feel open enough, put it in the chat. What do you desire? We're gonna show you something that's very interesting today. This here is amazing because I, the one they call Dr. B, and we, the ones inside of me, that I call the collective consciousness of Dr. B, which is connected to the connective consciousness of every bee, of everything, because I'm part of a hive. I'm on the earth and I'm within everything. And there is a collective consciousness, which is a question that all of us are asking right this time as the leaves are falling from the tree. As those leaves fall from the tree, that tree's got to know what its desire is, what its goal is. What is its goal? At first, it's got to get rid of the old leaves, get rid of the old ideas, the old habits. So today, as we're moving into what they call fall, let's not make it the fall of man and the fall of woman. Let's take this fall and cause it to actually give you what you desire, which is the harvest. So the first thing we're going to ask everybody, what do you desire? And watch what happens here. What do you desire? And then cut it down to the most. And as you do that, I'm just going to play a little music. Okay? Would that be all right? We'll play a little music as y'all go into yourself and ask, what do you desire? Don't try to make it so grand for the world. This is for you. What do you desire for yourself? You're listening to brand new music from the Dr. B Medicine Music Collective 3 project, which will be out soon. This one is called AEIOU. Special guest vocalist in the background. It's Noel J. This is medicine music at its best. So stay tuned to this new project coming up soon, Medicine Music Collective 3. And at Elevation Time right now, you can go over to the medicine music tab, and you can select the first 4 projects that we have up there. There is one called the Peaceful Forest Meditation, which is one that takes you into the theta state. It's a guided meditation with the medicine drum, a creation that I made many years ago, an instrument which we use to take folks into the meditation space. And then there's another project called Medicine Drum 1, which is for tuning your chakras. And then there's the Medicine Music Collective Project, which is a tapestry of instruments from all around the world, which helps to take you on a magic carpet into the space within your own mind. And the question for today is, what do you desire most? A-E-I-O-U. What do you owe yourself? Who are you being? What would you like? What do you desire the most? And those of you who are just tuning in now, welcome to the Elevation Time Studios. This music is all tuned to 432 and 528, and we have some new music coming out which will be tuned to 417, a whole nother frequency range that we just realized was the one that really locked us in to Great Mama. All right. So, a lot of you have been writing in the chat what you desire most. There is a way to actually manifest what you desire. Because we're saying it and we may be writing it, but the key is to feel it as if it's already happened. But some editing has to happen. We first have to only focus on what it is we desire. Now, if you pick too many things, the saboteur in the subconscious says this goes against the old way, the old order. And the saboteur begins to scuttle the mission. And we all have this security guard because we needed it to survive some of the trauma that we've been through. So we created this part of ourselves that's in security mode. It's always on post, looking for problems. There must be a problem. And sometimes when there's no problem, the security guard goes and finds a problem, looks for a problem. They always say, if you're looking for a problem, you're going to find it. If you're looking for something to be wrong, you're going to find it. You got to be careful because you can go to a new town. Some people want to run away. I'm going to a new town to find myself. But when you get there and you find out there you are, you're there too. You took your old self with you. You took your old stuff with you. Is there a way for you to go to a new town within yourself and become somebody else right now in the town you're in the space you're in the state you're in? Yes, there is. Once you begin to realize that there is a technique and several techniques for creating that space of manifestation so that you can harvest right now. First, we got to drop some leaves. Y'all ready to drop some leaves? If you put more than 2 things on your desired list, cross them off. In fact, for most of us, it's best to just pick one. I know you got a whole list of things, sodas and Dr. B, a whole list of things popped up on the medicine screen. Most Now, some people say, well, I know what I want. Well, let's look up the word want for a minute, okay? This is the etymology of the word want. Let's see if I can see it here. Make it a little bigger. Want. This is the verb want. From Old Norse vanta, to lack. Wantananen. From the Proto-Germanic wanin. Uvo suffixed word ew. I don't even know how to say it. How you say that? You don't even know how to say some of these words. But to leave, to abandon, to give out. The meaning desire or wish for. To feel the need, as recorded from 1706. Then we go down here, and the want noun says deficiency, shortage, want. From the Old Norse vant. Neuter. Ain't that mean? Don't they do that to the dogs? They neuter them. Take out their stuff. Wanting, deficient. Related to Old English, wanian, to diminish, to wane. This is the etymology of the word. This is go look this up, y'all. The state of destitution. Is that what that says? Destitution. Poverty. Does that say something about poverty? Meaning, thing desired. That which is lacking but needed. What else does it say here? Want. Recorded 18th Middle English, wantason. In want, deprived of. Literally, want some. So I'm not saying don't use the word want. You just need to know that you're coming from a place of depravity. And that's okay, because you may feel that way. It may be an actual fact for you. It's nothing wrong. We're not here to be the word police. I just heard that one the other day from one of our staff members. In fact, it was the boss. She said, well, Dr. Bean, please just don't always be the word police. I said, yeah, we do that a lot with this word police. We're always thinking that words mean a certain thing. We're in English and our tongue is funny anyway, because this is not our original language. But we may choose to upgrade this particular word. So let's do this. See how I can easily move these windows. I just learned how to do this thing where you can show the window. Let's move this word up to desire. So we're just upgrading the words. We're not saying don't use it. We're saying that it can be upgraded so that we can reach the goal. Just like the trees and the plants all have a goal to become crystals and diamonds and soil. We all need a goal. Where are we going? What would we like to have appear in our lives? What would we like to manifest? What would we like to harvest? And it's a good time now because we're going through the fall. And as the trees are beginning to lose their leaves, at least in the northern hemisphere, we need to leave some things behind too. Okay, so let's look at this. When we look at the word desire, to wish or long for, express a wish to obtain, desiring. Desire. I don't know if I'm saying all these correctly. To wish, to desire, to long for. From the Latin, desiderare. Yeah, English is really funny for me. To long for. To demand, to expect. The original sense perhaps being await. What the stars. I want you to put a pin in that. Stars. Please. If you're writing notes, put a star next to that part. Await what the stars will bring. Okay? The stars. Let me look here. See, now that's going to be this word here, which we're going to talk about in just a minute. Await what the stars will bring. From the phrase desire, from the stars. From Sirius. Huh? Sirius? Is that where we get the word Sirius? Because S-I in almost every word means stars. Sidder. Star. To consider, to take something in consideration, means to allow the stars to shine on the idea. Heavenly body, star, constellation. Whoa! But see, consider. So when we desire something, we consider it. Wouldn't it be wonderful to be able to consider what we desire as if it's now? That's your goal. While you focus on this one word, some of you, have you put one word? One thing. Let's have one desire today. One. That's when you win. When you're in oneness with the thing that you desire, you got to become that thing. How do you do that? First, pick one thing and stop trying to ask for so many things because you haven't gotten the many things in the past. How many things did you ask for and you didn't get? Christmas time, you asked for all kind of stuff to be under the tree, and half the things you asked for weren't there, and some of the things were the wrong color, the wrong size, the wrong pitch, the wrong key, the wrong instrument. Pick one thing, one gift. What is it? One. What do you desire the most? And we're going to show you how magic really works. Would that be okay? And if you don't want to put it in the chat, that's okay. Cut it down to one word. Let's make it simple. In a lot of folks, there is a program that says when you ask a person what they desire, they automatically begin to speak of what they in no way desire or want. So make that like the leaves falling from the trees. Let that go, what you in no way desire. Only speak of your desire. One thing, pick one thing today, just one. This is what Dr. B had to do when he was going through his emotional change after being selected to be a spiritual leader. This scrambled my eggs. It just did something to me on an emotional level. I had to go through a whole time. I'm still going through a transmutation so that I could walk in these very, very, very big shoes. And I consulted the group because I do something that I think that all of us should do. Is I did a mastermind because I was down for especially the last 3 days. I was down. I felt like I don't know what's going on. I don't know. And a lot of us have this thing. It's kind of like, what they call manic depressive, where you're up and you're down. Really creative people have this, so don't feel bad about this. Where you're down, seem like a dark place, and it's just everything is melancholy, and I don't know who am I? I don't know what's going on. I just don't feel like getting up today. I just want to lay here. And I had that robe on. Have you ever seen that commercial? The depression robe. The lady's wearing a depression robe, right? And she takes these pills, and all of a sudden the robe don't go away. The robe is over sitting on the park bench waiting while she's out playing with the children. She's all happy, but that robe is still waiting. Why? Because we didn't let the robe go. We didn't burn the robe up. We got to burn the robe up. So I had what we call a mastermind meeting. I called the people to the room that I respect the most. Some of them aren't even on the planet. Most of them aren't even on the planet. And I had a committee meeting. It's called the mastermind. And in my imagination, I imagined that the most important people in my life were in the room. My 13 mentors, the friends, relatives that are gone. And I called them to the place. And I said, I'm going through it right now. I don't know about this whole Dr. B thing. It's a lot. They just put a lot on me. And the voice pops up. What do you desire? And then as I was talking about this class, our associate said, what do you desire the most? Pick one thing. I'm asking all of you here today, pick one thing. Be sure you're only picking one thing. And go get grounded. So write your thing down. And go put your feet, your naked feet on the soil, or your naked hands and feet, or your whole naked body, or grab a tree. With this goal in mind, with this idea, with this desire that you've taken from a want up to a desire, let's just upgrade it up. And don't go out and try to tell everybody they need to use different words. Shut up. Mind your business right now. You get this together. A lot of folks got to learn something new. They run out real quick and try to tell everybody else what they need to do. Shut up. Now, for instance, some people have said, I desire to work for myself. What does that mean? Work. What would you like to be doing? You have to get it in your mind and get full of the idea of what it is. What does that mean? Because you could be working for yourself. Some people have gotten into, owning their own business, and they don't even own their own lives anymore because they're up working this business. They might only sleep a few hours, or some days they don't even sleep because they're working the business. They're working harder and more for the business than they were what they were at when they had a regular job. That's okay if that's what you desire. Nobody's talking about you. But is that your ultimate goal? And what is this? What is this business? What does it do? What is it for? What is your why? Your question with your goal is what? What is the goal? The second question is why? Why this goal? Why? What is your big why? Why do you want to do this? Just so you can not have a boss in your ear? Because you're gonna have a new boss called you. You have to drive yourself harder than the boss drove you. But you're in full control. You, at least you feel like you own it. It's yours. If it's an LLC, you really don't own it. If it's a corporation, you really don't own it. It's the state that owns it, or the county, or they own the business, and you are basically working for them in another kind of way because you still got to pay taxes and fees and all that kind of stuff. But still, I get the idea. You're upgrade, and that's okay. What's your why? This is very important for reaching your goal. So you now know what you desire most. Why is your next question. Why? And that why could be just pretty purely selfish if that's what you desire. We're not saying that you can't desire something for your only self. Your only self. Why? Is it to help folks in the world and to help this to change something to? What's your why? Your why, when your why is big, all of a sudden the universe begins to collapse in to help you once you got your why together. Now you're out on the earth and you're focusing on the goal. The trick here, or the challenge, I should say here, is to focus on it and feel it. Because as you say it, it's in your head, but it's not in your body until you can feel it as if it's happened. Feel it. as if your idea has happened. Feel it as if it's happened. I see we got people in the house that are saying happy birthday to folks. So if you feel like you was born today, then happy birthday. I think everybody should be having a birthday today. You're being rebirth today. With if you take these new ideas and plug these in, this is your birthday. Everybody on here should be having a joyful, right, prosperous new day starting today. To now. Don't worry about tomorrow. Some folks worrying, oh boy, tomorrow. No, you got to take tomorrow and turn it into today so it becomes tomorrow. So a joyful solar return to everyone who is here. And those of you who feel like this was the day you were born on, it's not. It's a celebration based on what day they said you were born on. You know, I just found out something very interesting. I found out, you know, things blow your mind sometimes, that the time that they put on my birth certificate was off. You know, you ask you, what's your sign and what's your state and what's the time of your birth? You tell them what was written on the birth certificate written by some doctor. First of all, mine says that I was a Negro, so the information is already off. What is a Negro? They're hoping that my consciousness only grows to the knees. They don't want me to really grow up and grow out, because then I'll break out of the farm, which I did. But a lot of times, you know, they don't have the exact moment in the second that you were born. In fact, some of you may have gotten mixed up with other children that were born at the same time. You know, they mixed up a lot of babies. They still do this. They put the wrong tag on the wrong toe. What the mama know? She look at the child look a little alien. And, well, he looks just like his father. Father says, no, he looks just like his mother. No, he looks just like his grandmother. Nobody wants to say, he don't look like none of y'all. Could you imagine coming in? You got an auntie. She's Miss Auntie Truth. She walks in and says, oh, Lord, have mercy. Y'all done had a baby. That child don't look like none of y'all. But, you know, you want to feel good. The child has your head. You hope the child don't have your head unless your head is, you know, at a high level. So you don't want to pass that on to the child. So you're going to drop some leaves. Let some of this old stuff go so the child can become you 3.0. But a lot of what we believe about ourselves may not be totally factual. So let's rebirth ourselves today. In fact, there's a course that we did with brother Mahdi, Dr. Mahdi, and it's called The Soulful Science of Change and Metamorphosis. You can find it at elevationtime.com, elevationtime.com. And this course is actually ended up being, it was a 3-part, then it became a 4-part course that, you know, helps people rebirth themselves based on their ID, based on who you think you are versus who you really are, and how to crystallize who you really are. I suggest for those of you who are here for the first time, or those who haven't known about that class, it is The Soulful Science of Change and Metamorphosis, and you can find that at elevationtime.com. And it's a really interesting class that we did, that people's lives have changed really drastically. We've got a lot of, you know, stories of people who had a, you know, transformation that has been, you know, on the quantum level. Okay. So you got your why, and you're making sure that you're not focusing on what you don't have. Only focus on what you have or what you desire. The next key is to think with the end in mind. This thing that you desire, imagine you have it. Imagine you have it and get full of the feeling, not full of the thought, not even full of the pictures in your mind, full of the feeling of having it, of having your desire. When you get deep into the feeling, which is one of your most powerful attributes. That's why a lot of us have these mixed feelings about things. And I feel, and if it's from the past, you don't really feel it unless you believe you feel it now, because if it's from the past, it really, it's gone. But you've conjured yourself up to cause yourself to feel it now from the past, which is a very powerful thing that you can do, but it actually erodes your system, because your system says the trauma that happened in the past is happening now, because the subconscious doesn't know the difference between now and then. So if you call on the ghost, or you call on the creature, you call on the past, it comes. Because your subconscious is like a faithful servant. It does exactly what you tell it to do. It's not in control. You're controlling it by giving it what input each particular day, and you're telling it to recall the drama. How many times are you talking about what you desire the most, but then you start talking about the reasons why is because the problems that you've had? Do not add the problems in at all. Only focus on the goal as if it's happening now. Get full of the feeling. The feeling means to feel it in your body. Close your eyes and feel it as if it's happening now. Live from it. Think from the desired goal. Make like a child and be there now. Be at that place that you'd like to go now. If it's pain, then you need to imagine yourself being in a place where there's nothing but good feelings in your body. If it's a dis-ease, imagine you're in a place somewhere where that disease does not exist. If it's a business you'd like to create, imagine you're there. Feel it as if it's happening now. If it's a love, if it's a peace, whatever it is, you must feel it as if it's happening now. You got to get full of the feeling. Think from the goal, not of the goal. Think from the goal. And what happens when you do this? Your body begins to vibrate. Your cells begin to vibrate as if it's happening now, because your subconscious doesn't know the difference between what you're imagining and what you're feeling and what's really happening. So you're overriding the feelings with the feelings of joy and success. And what happens is serotonin kicks in, and serotonin says, this is the time to celebrate having it now. So now that you're there, have it now in your mindset, in your body, in every part of you. You're thinking from it as if it's there now. And your brain begins to make chemistry based on the vibration. If you'd like something, you got to vibrate like it. If you haven't been getting what you desire, it's because you're not vibrating like it. Your vibration is different than it. You think it's out there. Instead of bringing it in here, bring it home. Bring it home. Bring it home. Bring it home. Now, see, we got some agents in the room, so you can see that. Agents are here in the room. There's always some agents. You always got to know there's always some saboteurs that are going to come in with some disagreeable statements. And when that happens, if you're listening for drama, drama will be heard. Some folks just came into the room and all of a sudden they had disagreeable statements. That's the test. Those disagreeable ideas and statements and creatures and parasites of the world are here to test you. If you're moving towards mastery, then guess what? You've got to be like the golden goose. See, geese, they're on the water. And they go down under the water to get a fish. And when they come up, their feathers are not wet, because there's an oil in the feathers of the duck, of the goose, of the swan, and of most water birds. And that oil prevents the water from seeping into their feathers. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to fly away. So keep in mind, as we move towards our desire, as we begin to look at what we desire most, there's going to be opposition to that. Whether it's your own opposition in your own headspace or people. So you have to create something called displacement. Displacement is when you take things that are in this space and keep them, right, fresh, clear, and clean, and everything outside of that is being put away from you. So let's say like a boat. It has a hull. The hull of the boat is creating displacement. It's keeping the water out. Or you have an airplane. An airplane has a hull. It has a outside, that keeps the outside out and the inside in. It's displacement. A submarine. A really good song to listen to is the song Walt Grace by John Mayer. Walt Grace. By the way, if you were on the God Power 2 broadcast or God Power 1, I played the song Walt Grace at the end. And almost every time I hear that song, it takes me into an emotional place because that song is so deep. Because the man is building a submarine in the basement of the house. This is a real, actual event. He's building a submarine, and his family, his wife is telling the children, "Daddy's crazy." He even takes the fan blade from the family fan and makes that like the propeller. And he uses all these parts and all these things to create this one-man submarine. The people at the bar, his friends, they all say he's crazy. They talk about him, talk behind his back. He's nuts. He's gone. But he is working away at displacement. It says it in the song, working away at displacement, displacing things that don't belong in your auric field, in your magnetosphere, in your biosphere, keeping it out. And that's your challenge here. Because we're so trained to listen to the crowd, listen to the herd. You heard what the herd heard. The herd said that we're just a herd and we can't hear because we can only hear what the herd heard. Did that make sense what I said? You got to break away from the herd to do this. Create a displacement bubble around you. And the key to that is to not tell other people what you're doing. If you're moving towards this new goal, if you have this new desire and you really desire it most, the key to it is don't tell other people. Shut the beep up. We talk too much. And we talk too much about nothing. What difference does it make who the president is? If you got your stuff and you've selected and elected yourself, you're the president of your corporation, of your goal, of your life. Select yourself. If you're the tree, be the tree. The tree has to have enough courage to let the old leaves go and to know that new leaves will come in the spring. Huh? The key word is courage. Get some today. People talking about happy birthday. Yeah, it's happy birthday, all right. Happy rebirthday. In fact, your mama's the one that we ought to be celebrating today because she the one did all the work. All you had to do is live. But it's okay. So any of my friends out there that are having a new journey around the sun today, congratulations. But courage is something that is inside you and outside you. It's all around you. A lot of people have issues with courage because they don't have enough iron. If you don't have enough of the element iron, then you're not strong enough. In fact, you'll find yourself going through all kinds of states of depression or sadness. The other thing I did the other day was started drinking a bunch of iron. It's right here. Now, Dr. B, you make the product. Don't you take it? Well, sometimes you forget. I started taking iron. In fact, I decided that 3 dropperfuls may not be enough because I'm so deficient because I live in North America where there's no iron in the soil or very little. So the plants can't pull the iron up into themselves because there's not enough in the soil. There's not enough at the source. So this product, Iron Essential, has some of the most what they call nascent iron that you can find. Because there's all kinds of types of iron, but some types of iron is not digestible by you. Iron oxide, if you ever see iron oxide or ferrous oxide, you can't even digest that. First of all, ferric oxide is rust. The doctor gave me some ferric oxide many, many years ago. I took that. I couldn't go to the bathroom for almost 2 weeks. He said, well, I'm going to give you a laxative to help you move your bowels. He gave me this laxative, right, that caused this cramping in my stomach. Then I started going to the bathroom and couldn't stop. That's just not good. We've gone from one swing of the pendulum to the other side. Then I called the doctor. Said, I'm going to put in a prescription for a poo-poo stop. Had a long chemical name, and I called it poo-poo stop. So now I took the iron, which made me over poo-poo. Now they got to give me another drug so I can under poo-poo. Now I can't poo-poo again. Now I got to take something else for those side effects, which became B side effects, which now I know side effects are not side effects. They're the effects. Was it until I started taking some flax powder and put it in with some cinnamon and some water and mixing it up. And all of a sudden I got regulated. Iron is essential. Iron. For you to choose a desire, this is important, y'all. I'm going to give you the keys to reach your goal. One is to imagine it as if it's happening and be ready to let the leaves fall. All the old ideas and words about why this can't happen and how it doesn't happen. And oh boy, you got to let them be like leaves and let them fall. You've got to put your earth feet on, touch the soil so you can discharge the old electrical impulses that are in you that are like static electricity. That's earthing, discharge. You've got to create displacement, seal up. Stop telling everybody that you're building a submarine in the basement because they're going to talk about you. It's pretty deep in the song. The man's wife tells the children that daddy is crazy. Get the song Walk Grace by John Mayer. It's a very, very powerful song. But you have to have the faith. You have to feel as if the idea has already happened. You must think from the desired goal and feel it as if it is already happening. Don't tell other people about what this goal is. Shut up. Make sure you got enough iron in your body. Because without enough iron, all of a sudden fear comes on. That's why a lot of folks are fearful because they're watered down. They're watery. They're punks. Because you don't have enough iron. If you don't have enough iron as the backbone of your cells, that means that you can't carry enough oxygen through your system because your blood is weak. Especially women, because women, there's a certain amount of blood that's leaving their body each month. You think your red meat and all that kind of stuff is giving you first of all, it don't even make no sense what they're trying to tell you. Eat red meat so you can get iron because the iron of the blood in the meat has iron. Well, where did the cow get its iron? Ask the doctor some questions. Say, Doc, well, where did the beef get its iron? From eating vegetables. So it has to do with strength, fortitude, iron. There's many plants that have iron. Nettle, sarsaparilla, burdock, beets to an extent, dark purple, dark colored roots, some trees, plants. Because with iron, you get courage. When you tell other people what you're doing, sometimes it's because of your chronic servitude syndrome. A lot of folks have this chronic servitude syndrome where they feel they need to tell everybody what they're doing. Why? Why? Because we want validation. We need somebody else to agree with us so we can walk this road. Because a lot of times, unless we have the right amount of courage, we can't walk the road of moving towards what we desire the most because we feel sometimes guilty about the desire. If I achieve it, who would I be? And I don't want to be there alone. I got to tell my family. I got to tell my best friend and my bestie friends. Why? Most of your friends are not even really truly what you consider friends. You don't even know what friends means. Have you looked up the etymology of the word friend? Have you? Gotta tell your friends. I told my friend said, Dr. B, just forget about it. What is the etymology of the word friend? We need them so bad. Gotta have friends. Old English. Let me see. Did I get it up? Let me see. Now, how do I move this onto the screen? Yeah, there we go. Old English, friend. One attached to another by feelings of personal regard and preference. From Proto-Germanic, whatever that is. Lover, friend. Then it goes on and Old English, fret. Norse, fret. Old Frism, I don't even know what Frisian is. Friend, freund. Dutch, verwijn, void. All this stuff comes from a place that I don't know. Man, my tongue don't, I don't. Anyway, let's keep moving. Friend, from the participle root pre or pry, meaning a Quaker. This is some religious stuff. What is this? Keep going. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to the highlighted word to see where friend comes from. Y'all ready for this? It says to go to fiend. Fiend. Old English, fiend. Enemy, foe, adversary. Whoa. Wait a minute. Did it just say that? Did y'all see that? Look how quick we got there with the etymology. Friend, enemy, foe, adversary. Fregon, to hate. Fregon, hating, hostile. Old Saxon, fiend. Dutch variant, vagin, vijand, enemy. High German, fiat. From the suffix root pi, to hurt. Huh? Rivals, scorns, name of a skin disease. Well, dang. A disaster, sorrow, misery. Whoa. Feel like my uncle now. He be preaching. Y'all hear this? Y'all look it up for your own self. Maybe Dr. B's just, he's manipulating the internet now. Dr. B, you're manipulating my words. What the brother told me one day, he says, Dr. B, I'm going to tell you something, man. What you saying to me, you making me lie. I said, what do you mean I'm making you lie? The way you saying back what I said. I said, I'm saying back to you what you said to me. Yeah, but you making me lie. How am I making you lie? People need an enemy. They need to blame things on somebody or something. So, your friends, a lot of times, are not really what you think they are, because you know how you had a best friend and some stuff went down and it was terrible. It became drama. Now it's your most hated enemy. Be careful what you're calling friends. You may just want to go with associates, my best associate right now. Because this person can easily flip on you in a minute because you didn't what? Tell them about what you're doing. Now, how all of a sudden did you manifest a new car and a new house and a new lover? You took a course with Dr. B in a class and you didn't tell me? You know I'm your friend. Now they mad. Listen to that voice. Somebody says, is there a recommended book for etymology? Just go to Google. There is etymology books. You can go and buy them. Just, do the research yourself there and find it. But you'll begin to change the way you use these words, and not so loosely. But your friends a lot of times will keep you from actually getting to what you truly desire by confusing you, by confounding you, by you wanting to mix your ideas with theirs and ask them how they feel about something that you need in your life, that you desire, that's your birthright. Shut up. Stop trying to get validation from other folks, because a lot of other folks, they full of what? Ants, automatic negative thoughts. Ants, automatic negative thoughts. Ants all over them, biting you, little ants, pinching you. They got doubt in their mind because they don't believe it, because they believe what they've been told to believe, because it wasn't on the 6 o'clock news, because they're worried about who's going to be in office next. You should be focused on being in office, being in yourself, being the priority with yourself, giving yourself what it is you desire, what food you desire, what nutrients you desire to be your best self now. This is where it comes from. Mind your business and business your mind. Mind your business and business your mind, and allow yourself to be your best self. Stop blocking yourself by telling other people, right? Stop thinking that you got to help all the rest of the people in the world first and carry all your fiends with you, because you're fiending. It's a drug you're looking for. The drug is looking for is a pat on the back with some smoke blowing up your ass. Oh, that sounds good. Oh, bless you, my brother. We're going to pray for you. You're going to that retreat with Dr. B. Oh, we're going to pray for you. Now, be careful out there, because you heard about it. Don't drink the lemonade. If they have lemonade, don't drink it. You can't trust, because you heard about huh? You remember that? It was in the news years ago when you remember that? So be very careful. We're going to pray for you. That's your friends and family. You got to displace that. Do you hear what I'm saying? Do you hear what the message is right here? Get this stuff out of your head. Whatever you desire, you need to feel it as if it's already happened and be there in that place. And don't bring anybody else with you right now. Unless you guys are in tight, unless you are, it's proven that y'all are breathing the same breath. You are allowing the same vibration to happen. Now, all of a sudden, you can come together and be together as one in this new idea about who we are becoming and what we're creating. But first, you better figure out who in your life needs to fall off the trees. What in your life needs to fall off the trees? Let it go. Be careful of your self-talk, because your own self-talk will talk you out of your walk. Your own self-doubt, your self-accusing other self, known as the saboteur. It was good because you needed it, because it protected you. That was the bodyguard for many years to take you through the pain and the turmoil and the trauma that you went through. But guess what? Now, all of a sudden, the security guard done took over the whole management of the whole business. And guess what? They are looking for drama. You got to bring on the part of you that's the manager. The manager is looking for opportunities. And as we go into fall, there's so many opportunities coming up. So many opportunities that if I were you, I'd be there, because this is a new world. as we roll out of this, what they call 2024, the vibration is raising. The energy is going to a whole nother level. Things are speeding up. But to do that, you're going to need to learn how to focus. So focus, y'all. This is Focus. Available at elevationtime.com. What does focus do? Don't do that at home. Do what it says on the bottle. Focus helps you focus on your goal. Helps you stay on the goal. It helps you be able to pinpoint a place in your mindset, in your body, and move towards it, because it helps to create displacement of other ideas other than what you're focusing on, because mass distraction is huge. Mass distraction. Mass distraction causes mass destruction of the mindsets of most people. Mass distraction. Most people are going to have those automatic negative thoughts about everything. That's the way they were trained, but not you. Not you. It's not yours. Don't own it. Stop joining in with the rest of the sheep. You're the black sheep. Jump over that fence and get up out of there. Quick. Doesn't matter what they choose and what they vote for and what they believe and what they follow. That's on them. That's their business. Leave them behind. But they're my friends. Dr. B, please let me go back and get my friends. Don't worry now. You leave this line. You got to leave for good. We can't come back around to get you because we're moving quickly. This thing is a spaceship. Y'all ready to ride? You better become a rider. Focus, y'all. And while you're there, you're doing your focus. There's a new version of something we've had for a while. It's called passion. Passion elixir. It's good for social anxiety, creativity, and a sensual awareness tonic. How many of y'all need a little sensual awareness so you can truly sense what's for you? So you ain't got to fake the orgasm, because it's for you. And orgasm reorganizes the organism. When you get to the place where the serotonin kicks in and where the oxytocin kicks in, you're in a brand new place. And that is the orgasm. That is when things have reorganized in your life and everything feels and looks different. The key word was not what do you desire, is what do you desire most, and focus only on that and become passionate about that idea. So when we take passion, not only does it turn off some of that social anxiety because you feel like you part of the sheep that have been stuck in the corral forever, it helps you become creative. And you get sensual awareness about where you really are. This is a new version of it, by the way, y'all. This just came about since the awards. This keeps you passionately pumped. And when you get to this point, well, you don't care about what they're doing up the street. You don't care what they're saying in the news. You don't care what your friends are saying and what your enemies are saying. You don't care what they're saying is going to happen. That sounds, but you don't care about Mercury retrograde, Venus retrograde, because most people are in retrograde them own selves. Retro means to go back. Grade means movement. You can move past the stars, move past all that. Use this as tools, right? Everything is a tool, but you've got to become the sage. You got to become the Palo Santo. You got to become the singing bowl, huh? You got to become the cards, huh? You got to become the crystals. You got to become the good food and the good message and the good word. You got to become it. You got to be it. You got to live it. You got to create a vortex within you right now, because there's no other time but now for you to create the vortex. But you got to let go of those leaves. Let go of some of them friends and some of them family members who you ain't familiar with. You got to be ready to move, and you got to be ready to groove and get out on the dance floor, even though you're nervous and you don't know the moves. Get out there and dance no matter what. Stop standing up against the wall. Get out there and make it happen now. That's how you manifest the best. That's what time it is. But your words, your self-talk matters. It becomes material, because as you're speaking, you're thinking, and your thinking becomes waves and goes into the quantum field. And if you keep thinking certain thoughts over and over and over and over, guess what? They materialize. So if they're thoughts about goodness and about what you're creating and about this new goal that you have, this one that you desire the most, right? If you think it enough, if you feel it enough, if you say it enough, if you repeat it enough, it begins to materialize. And all of a sudden, in the quantum field, these particles begin to condense down and pull together and become material. So your words do matter. They materialize, not other people's words, because you're worried about them saying some stuff about you. Oh man, they hurt my feelings. That's because you ain't got enough iron. People ain't got enough iron, so words hurt them. Other people's words hurt their feelings. I can't believe they said that. They called me an N-word. So what? Let them call you what they want. What do you care about what they calling you? You better call yourself. You better find out who you are and dial your own phone number to yourself and stop getting caught up with what they think and what they did. They were mean to me. They made me mad. You allowed them to make you upset. They make me sick, Dr. B. They make me sick. Well, that's why you sick as a dog. In fact, dogs don't get as sick as people, because dogs know enough to go eat some herbs and some grass like cats and other animals that are natural when they feeling a little off. So what you're repeating over and over becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you keep talking about how bad it is, and you keep talking about the isms out there, and all the isms, and look what they're doing, Dr. B. You heard about the news? Another shooting was in the news. It's a shooting every day. Question is, what you shooting? Are you shooting in the dark? Your words is dangerous. They're like weapons. Especially the ones about you, for you. Never mind what they're saying about you. Who cares? You do? You that soft. And all of a sudden, what they say about you is a big thing. And you done. Forget about it. Because somebody always going to have something to say about you. Somebody's always going to be in disagreement with what you got going on. Somebody's always going to want to say you into some kind of stuff. That's some pagan stuff. You into picking all them herbs. You know that ain't no good. You heard what preacher said. Preacher Prosterback was talking about that on Sunday. Priest Prosterback said that all this herb taking and all this stuff is against the Lord. And since it's against the Lord, you got to be in step with the Lord. Because the Lord, the landlord is, you got to be careful with the landlord, because you paying rent to the landlord, and he going to give you mercy. See, you want mercy, you want to get into the kingdom of heaven. See, then all of a sudden you better do what the church say. The church say to get away from all that kind of tomfoolery. If you believe that, then that's okay. But you got to be able to walk away from all of that and be willing to stand alone. You may find that when you are really getting into the swing of things, when you're getting into that thing, you may be there all alone. Or at least if you're going to join some people, get on the road to success with other people who are on that same road. If you got some folks who are hanging out with you, who are into what? Disrespect. If they're into dissing you, if they're doubtful, if they challenged too much about the past, and they get too much into disagreeable, always talking about what's bad in the world, you better get off that road, because you're going to the road to that's what they call the road to hell. It's paid with good and plenty. There's a lot of folks over there living in hell. They ain't got to go nowhere. They ain't down under the earth. It's right here on the earth. People are walking with it, haunted, walking like zombies. They done took whatever they said to take. Take it. You got to take it. Take this and everything will be all right. Just take this pill. Take this pill. Just take this. If you take it one time,
All you need to do is take it one time.
And you take it one time.
They say, well, no, you need to take it 2 times to reinforce the one time.
And you take it 2 times.
Well, now we got to reinforce the first 2 times with the third time. So take it 3 times.
You got to take one more now. We got to take a booster. Because the booster of the booster is to boost you. Because, see, obviously, we boosting. Boosting used to mean stealing back in the day when you was boosting, stealing some stuff. I'm saying the medicine is in you. And guess what the first medicine is? Your mind. Mind is the first medicine. But the mind is also the first dis-ease. Huh? Your mind is the first disease. Your thoughts. Then you collect your thoughts with what you call your friends and your family. And guess what? You got organized noise. Everybody marching together, worried, talking about how bad it's going to be if you do such and such. You got to get caught up and worked up in your own vibration and create a vortex in yourself. And be careful with this self-talk and listening to the words of others, because it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, especially if you're talking too much about nothing. You're leaking. If you got nothing good to say, don't say it, even about yourself. You've got to get into a place called consideration for you to manifest what you desire most. Consideration is when you allow the stars to give you information. Go outside at night. And if you can, go out there naked sometimes, or at least as naked as you could get. Some people are scared of that. What if the neighbors see me? Well, what do you care about the neighbors? Beep, the neighbors. This is about you. I'm talking about getting some light from the stars. Never mind the sun and all the stargazing. That's great. I mean, sun gazing. That's great. I'd like to get all the stars, all the suns to vibrate on my skin, on my body. Because guess what? The stars talk to all of us because we're star material and we're connected to the stars. We're connected to the what they call, the man called them, the minister said, I was out there at the Pacific Ocean. This is what the preacher said one day. Me and my wife went out to the Pacific Ocean. And I asked my mama, Mom, which ocean is he talking about? She said, you know what he means. No, I don't know what he means. I went out to the West Coast to the Pacific Ocean. And I remember I had tears in my eyes. And I looked up and I noticed all the beautiful celestial objects in the sky. I said, Mom, I'm a little boy, What are celestial objects? My mom's like, shh, just be quiet. You know what he means. I don't know what he means. We following this dude. He can't even pronounce words right. He's supposed to be saying the Pacific Ocean. He's saying the Pacific Ocean. He's trying to say the celestial objects, and he's talking about the celestial objects. And everybody happening, clapping and hallelujahing up in here and praising him. If it wasn't for that music, if the band walked out the church, it would be done. Me and my friend was talking about this. Just imagine. The band walks away. The choir walks out the church. What is the preacher going to do now? Because you need that music to get you worked up. Because music helps to carry that vibration. That music is important for what? For you being able to get the feeling. So what we're doing when we're saying to feel the thing as if it's happening, that means you begin to vibrate in the tone, in the feeling tone of what it is you desire. You vibrate like the thing you desire, feel like you're there already, and the music between that thing becomes sympathetic, and all of a sudden you begin to vibrate on the same frequency of your desire, and guess what? Boom! Before you know it, you're there in no time. But what music are you listening to? You got all this talk, all these mantras you doing, all these prayers and meditation and all these work groups, and you've been to all these sessions. You did your ayahuasca, you did your mushrooms, your peyote buttons, you done did the San Pedro cactus, you done did the bufo frog. Some people sucked on the lucky stick. It's all kind of stuff folks is doing. And then they go listen to music. I was at a meeting and it was all about psychedelia and psychedelic medicine. And during the break, they was playing some hardcore hip hop. I was shocked. What's going on? I mean, something's wrong. This is the Twilight Zone. What's the movies where you think you're in one dimension, but you find out you're in another? If you're listening to trash, if you're listening to trapped up music, then that's vibrating at the same frequency tone as you. You want the best. You desire the best. You focus. You did all this work. Then you get in there and turn on some shit. What are they saying? Over and over, repeating over and over with the same beat looped up around and round and around. It's a mantra. It's a code. It's a rhythm that's got you out of your mind. I like it. This song is dope, man. Let's do it. What they saying? Why they got to say things in such a way so harshly? Huh? Because they got to jam it down your throat. And this has been what? Approved by the FDA. Did you know that the music, the mainstream music, is approved by the FDA? And the American Medical Association? And the CIA? And the FBI? Did you know that? If it wasn't, it wouldn't be on the radio. There's guidelines for you to have this music on these airwaves. And it's got to fit a specific mold. And it's got to be something that keeps the sheep in the corral, the herd. And they appoint certain people who need money, and money is their God, to create beats that kicks people's asses to the point where it don't even hurt no more. You like the pain. You like abuse. Why would you like abuse? Because when one has been abused over and over and over, they become abusers usually. Not all the time. A few of them are able to slip out of here. 5% of the people are able to wake up and bring themselves back to real life. When a people have been oppressed over and over at every turn, from the food they eating, oppressive food. The word they hearing, oppressive words. The clothes they wearing made of oppressive fabrics. The water that they drinking is full of oppressive vibrations. The love that they making with other folks is oppressive love. The conversation, when it's overly oppressive, and that's your rhythm, that becomes your song. And then these 3-letter organizations can influence you by allowing people to make music and sound and make movies and things that help to oppress you and depress you and keep you on the farm mentally, no matter how spiritual you think you are. Talking about you spiritual. Man, we having a spiritual meeting. Half the music, I'm glad they stopped mumbling, because what was they saying? What was they saying? I'm working on the track in the studio with my friend, right? People hired us to do this music, And we're doing the music is good. They say, oh man, that's deep. That's dope. That's the bomb. That's the bomb. Then we put a change on the music, a key change. Whoa, what's that? What was that? It's called the key change. No, you got to take that out, man. That ain't what we doing nowadays. That ain't what's happening. We can't do no key change. We can't do nothing. We can't bring the song to an orgasm. We can't bring the change. We can't uplift and we can't modulate the music. No. That ain't what we doing now. That ain't what we doing. That ain't cool, man. We can't get paid like that. Massa said, I mean, the owner of the record company said that the song has got to be, it's got to sound like something bad's happening. It's got to sound like somebody yelling at you. You got to be cussing. You got to call everybody out of their name. You got to be fighting. So you got to be doing this music. It's about killing, and it's about beating people, and it's about abusing each other, and it's about being strong, and it's about competition. Competition, is that a new word? Competition? Completing the compression of the what? Oppression. Competition. That's a new word, y'all. But what happens? Why is that okay? Go to people's houses and the medicine cabinets full of all kind of stuff. Half of it, the sell by date was 10 years ago. Open up the cabinet and see what they're cleaning with around the house. This stuff is killed. It says that it kills dogs. If it kills roaches, it kills roaches. It kills rats. Kills all viruses and bacteria on contact. It would be okay if that was a natural substance. There's natural substances that can do some of that. But this stuff is approved by these organizations. The music and the movies is approved. I'm telling you now that you could be desiring all day long what you want or what you desire the most, whatever words you want to use. Guess what? You better turn off some of this music. You better be very careful what you're listening to and what you allow your people to listen to and what you agree to, because if you're listening to it over and over, you're agreeing to it. No, Dr. B, I don't agree with it, but we was at a picnic, what the heck, Well, you mean the old people couldn't say nothing? The older people who had wisdom wouldn't say nothing because the young people was in charge of the music, and the DJ want to cuss you out with these songs and play songs that's disagreeable and songs about the disorganization and the downfall of people. And you are celebrating this? I'm a vegan, though. It don't make no difference. You might as well go eat you some hog-head cheese. Y'all remember hog-head cheese and some pork chops? Pig knuckles? What's the difference? Go eat chicken that's eating, chickens don't eat nothing but maggots. Eat them too, because you's a maggot. You're acting like a maggot crawling around in the dirt, letting these people, right, who are what? They're there to test you. All these organizations and all these things that you call evil are there to test you, to see if you are the best, because the best is going to go through the most, because a master always chooses the high road, and the high road sometimes got to go to hell to get there. So it's what you're listening to. What are you wearing? Dr. B, this shirt was on sale. Don't it look good? But what is it made out of? Is that shirt made out of polyester? Yeah, but look at the style, man. Look at the print, man. This is the African print. You know what I'm saying? This is from the Nubangi region of Africa. Now, where's Nubangi? Nubangi. Over in Africa. Nubangi. That's what they told you. Well, he bought it from the Chinese man over at the swap meet. He said it was from Nubangia. Nubangia. Get your road map out. Get your Google and look up Nubangia. It's a place in Africa, Dr. B. It's an African print on polyester. Well, how's your health? Well, I got a little high blood pressure. They said my right kidney was bigger than the left kidney, and one of them is overworking, and one of them is underworking, and I got a situation where, you know what I'm saying, I used to be able to make people happy, especially the girls and the women, but I'm not able to be, as you know what I'm saying, there's a dysfunction and the junction, and my wife. You want to talk to my wife? Talk to my wife because she can tell you what's going on.
Hi, Dr. B. How you going? Congratulations on your award, Dr. B. We saw you up there with Billy Carson and 19 Keys and all of them, along with all the rest of them people and Brother Ricky. What's that show? Magic Black. We watch all that stuff. We really like you, Dr. B. But you ain't heard of Nubangia? Yeah. I'm telling you, this is real. Because I got a shirt too, the girls' version of the African fabric shirt.
What is it made of?
It's made out of polyester. Do you know what polyester is? You wearing polyester? You got polyester pajamas, you got rayon bedclothes. These are all chemicals. These are made, right, as weapons of death. They're outgassing. They're killing you. There's microplastics. This is poison that you wear it around your body, wrapped around your testicles and your vaginuses. Your vaginuses. You got this all wrapped up around yourself. You think you're doing something good. You're trying to be what? African. You going to the African marketplace. You went down to the African marketplace and the Chinese man, right, who really wasn't Chinese. You just guessed he was Chinese. He was actually from Al-Kibulan, but you don't even know where that's at. But he got some stuff that you got, and it was only, you got one free. By when you bought two, you got one free. What is with these fabrics? They're not fabulous. They got you bricked up behind a wall. Because those fabrics that are made out of those man-made ingredients, those man-made fabrics are killing you. They're sucking the life force out of your body. They're parasitic clothes. Have you heard of parasitic clothes? Parasitic fabrics? They sucking the life force out of you. Talking about who you don't want to date. I don't really like him because, they said he was bad. He broke up with my friend and now he's trying to date me. He ain't no good. What about the clothes that you wearing? What about the stuff you washing your clothes in? See, if it's wool, it adds to your bioelectric battery. It gives you voltage. If it's cotton, 100% organic cotton, it gives you life force energy. If it's linen, it gives you life force energy. If it's hemp, it gives you life force energy. If it was from a natural thing, it's going to give you life force energy. But what's happening is we want the stuff cheap that's got a special dye and a special look. And you want it cheap because you think you're poor. And you are poor, broken, lonely, and crazy. And you got a whole bunch of bad leg friends. Bad leg. Did I throw that in there? They limping. They don't look like they limping, but they dragging a leg because they can't move like you. If you moving and grooving, you better not hang around with no folks that's dragging. They drag you down. They're dragons. We're not at the time where we can play around with this. So what you're going to do is you're going to go look and go do some, go through your house and get rid of some of this trash you got up in your house. You're going to need to organize your home, organize your space. What do you really have here? What did you buy in the past? You're going to need to leave some of that stuff behind. Let that stuff go this fall. Wool, 100% cotton. Organic cotton is even better. I'm talking about your socks, your underwear, what you're sleeping in, because otherwise you are what? This stuff is approved by the government that's keeping you down. That becomes that's what you're wrapped up in. So you just can't be conscious where you learned a whole bunch of stuff about Egypt. You wearing an ankh, that's great. Can you use the ankh? Can you create everlasting life? That's my question. Yes, you could. But it's not just by having symbols. It's by being, living, and vibrating on all levels. You clean up most of this stuff in your house and in your life, all of a sudden you won't have too much, but you don't need too much. Somebody asked about silk. No, you shouldn't be wearing silk. That's a protective substance for a special type of silkworm butterfly. It's one of the strongest materials in the world, but it puts out a warlike protection vibration. Yes, silk. That's what they make bulletproof Kevlar vest out of. It's in a protection vibration. It's in fight or flight energetically. We're already in fight or flight. What cologne you wearing? Cologne. You ever read the bottle of these expensive colognes that says, eau de toilette, eau de toilette, eau de toilette. I said, what is that? Eau de toilette, eau de toilette, eau de toilette. I asked somebody French, what does eau de toilette mean? It means water of the toilet. Huh? Toilet water. Well, what do you mean? Well, you know, they would go in the bathroom and they smelled so bad at one point where folks wasn't bathing for long periods of time because they didn't even know what bathing was until somebody came and taught them about bathing. So they would just go in and put this stuff on that could cover up the unbathing smells. You know about the unbathing smells? You know, some of y'all know about the unbathing smells. So you wear this water of the toilet because just to cover up the toiletness of your smell. So do you know how they make the average cologne? They start with dead, decaying matter. Did you know this? Look it up, please, because Dr. B, you know, I'm telling you, sometime, you know, I think they dropped me when I was a child. I think I fell down 3 flights of stairs because one side of my head, right up in the top, I noticed it's kind of flat. And I think I landed on that. I got a subconscious child memory of falling down and landing on my head. So there's a flat spot. So you may not want to always just go along with other people because you don't know if they got a flat spot in their mindset. So, you know, Dr. B's a little crazy. You know, he's a little left. You understand what I'm saying? His mind been gone for a long time. You know, I remember when his mind left. We was all standing on the corner back. It was 1969. And something happened, and all of a sudden, Dr. B's mind came out of his head. And he ain't never found his mind. Some of y'all need to lose your minds, too, because your mind ain't even yours. It was the mind that was given to you. The average adult lives life as an adult based on the conclusion of a child. And if that child was abused in any kind of way, even if they've fed you sugar pops, wasn't that a cereal? Captain Crunch was abuse. The breakfast of champions was abuse. All that white sugar was abuse. Kool-Aid was abuse. Giving you 3 feet of sugar cane before you go to bed, talking about it was a cookie or a soda. It was abuse. They didn't know. So don't beat them down. Some of the language that you learned as a child was abusive. Talking about how hard it was, how tough it's going to be. People calling you names on the playground. Abuse. Talking about you was bullied. You was bullied by your parents, bullied by the church, bullied by politics, bullied by the news. You was bullied by the preacher, by the teacher. You was bullied. Your ass been getting kicked all that time. So guess what? You might as well get you a new ass today. How you going to do it? By letting the leaves go. And begin to transmute a brand new you that is going to be the liquid crystal. The new crystal in life is up to you, but you got to burn down the old house and let it go. That cologne, the worst smell in the world is the root, what they call the base notes of colognes. And then they begin to put other frequencies and other things on top of it to get that bright smell. And people are wearing this because they stink. They got a stinky personality. All of us, we all did this. I had a cologne I was wearing one time. I thought it was really good. It was Jovan Musk. And I met this girl. I was out on one of my first dates, and I bathed myself in that Jovan Musk because I've seen a commercial for Jovan Musk. And the man had 3 girlfriends riding in a Volkswagen Bug. So I had a Volkswagen too. So I went and bathed myself in that Jovan Musk. Went over to the girl's house and She kept sneezing and her eyes was watering. And she said, my allergies is coming on. I have allergies. I'm allergic to a lot of things. And she kept sneezing and coughing. I figured we going, this is it. Tonight, this is it. Right? We've been talking on the phone, having late night talks about things that can be done. Till I get there with my Jovan Musk. And all of a sudden, she's coughing and sneezing and sweating. And she said, Dr. B, what are you wearing? I'm wearing Jovan Musk. She said, listen, you're going to have to leave. And I don't know how I'm going to get that smell out of my couch. But whatever you're wearing, I usually have roaches. I haven't seen any roaches since you got here. This was real for real. She said, I haven't seen any roaches. Whatever you're wearing is so funky and so loud that the roaches won't even come out. Did you know that the average cologne will kill most bugs? Because it's poison and you're wearing it. But you got a goal in life. But you desire something. You're going to have to get rid of those nasty colognes and start wearing essential oils or something more natural. And be careful with some of those what you call African fabrics. I mean, those African oils that be on the corner that the brother's selling. Because a lot of them is petrochemicals too. It's poison. If you can't eat it, you shouldn't put it on your skin. Makeup. Did you know most makeup is poison? And you put it on your skin. But you desire great things. You got a great goal in your life. You did your grounding. You're eating better. You done did Dr. B's parasite cleanse. You done took iron. You done took focus. You done took, what's the other one? Passion. You're all pumped up. But guess what? Now you got fake up on. I ain't saying don't wear it. I'm saying maybe you need to find a natural version because there are. They got these ones made out of minerals and all these things. If you really desire to get to something real, then you're going to have to become real and stop faking everything. Now, some people, they may have to because of a situation they have, physical situations. People may have to wear something or put on something to make themselves look a little more, whatever. I'm saying the average person today is so plastic and so fake. They got plastic masks. People, have y'all seen this? They fake everything. You can get fake assets. Fake assets. You got fake assets. You fake asset out here with all. You get into bed and you find out this is styrofoam or this is some sort of silicone. You're talking about being real, boy. Hotep, my brother. Oh, greetings. Meanwhile, half of what you got is fake. The talk is fake. I'm saying we got to get real to get to our goal. Let's get real. Let's get naked and get real. Also, lastly, this is not lastly, but we're going to get off of here in a little bit, but what household items are you using to clean your house? What chemicals are you using to clean your house? What air fresheners, air freshener are you using in your house? Some lady told us that it was a bad smell at her house. Ever since she got rid of her husband, it was a bad smell left in the house. So she went and brought this product that was guaranteed to get rid of the bad smell that she attributed to her husband when she kicked him out. She said she sprayed this stuff and the bad smell in her entire house disappeared instantly. But what she didn't realize that the smell was still there, that this chemical shut off the olfaction nerves in her nose. She couldn't smell anything. She smelled nothing. So the bad smell was still there. She just couldn't smell it. She couldn't detect it. These air fresheners, they don't freshen, most of them.
Some geranium oil in a diffuser, lavender oil, cistus oil, maybe some sandalwood in a diffuser. Something natural. Even take baking soda, sprinkle it in your rug, and leave it all day, and then vacuum it up. That will pull a whole lot of the funk out of your home. Clean your house with baking soda and vinegar. They foam up, or even borax is another good one. These are natural cleansers, because in order to reach your goal is also best to clean your home. It's all a part of your world. It's a part of your atmosphere. It's a part of your life. But a lot of folks have constipation. That means they're full of fecal matter, not just fecal matter in their colon, fecal matter in their ideas and habits. And we're keeping a whole lot of stuff that needs to be let go. So colon cleansing on a metaphysical level means to take out the trash, period. Some stuff need to be shredded. Don't just throw it in the trash. Shred it. Get rid of it. Give it away. Some of these old clothes, all those expensive colognes, Chanel number 29 and Channel 8, get this stuff away. Talking about it was a fine French cologne. It was a fine French toilet water. I get over to France and I might find out that they don't even use this. Y'all all right? Y'all okay? I'm missing a few things. Let me get a little water here. Y'all all right? You can wash your clothes. I started putting baking soda in the dishwasher. You're talking about some clean dishes. Baking soda. You know how cheap that is? You can get a huge box. Finding these natural things, talking to people that can help guide you on this trip is important. And a big one, y'all, is going to be gluten. Gluten. Gluten is approved by the FDA. And a little bit of gluten is not bad. It's the high amounts of gluten with this hybridized, crossbred, cloned, right, wheat and wheat byproducts. Some of it ain't even wheat. It's a wheat byproduct. It's stuff they normally would have thrown away. Gluten. The wheat that we use in America, which is mostly, from what I hear, it's the hard red wheat, I think it's called. Then there's another one called soft winter wheat, and there's a whole bunch of other wheats that they use in other countries that don't have as much gluten. In fact, if you want to know more about this gluten issue, you need to go check out Organic Organizers, organicorganizers.com. Go check them out. They've got some booklets on gluten and eating more healthy for those of you who are in transition. I know some of you here, are pros, but there's always something new to learn. But go over there to Organic Organizers. And also, some of us need life coaches. A lot of us need somebody to help coach us on this new road in this new life. Organic Organizers. They have this part of their company. It's called the Real Life Coach. And what a real life coach does will blow your mind if you can follow. But we got to get organized. So Organic Organizers helps people organize their lives on all levels, even business. The things that they do will really guide you in the right direction quickly. Organicorganizers.com, y'all. Organicorganizers.com. Go check them out. But a lot of us could use that day-to-day or monthly coaching to help get us there quickly. And this is fall, this is cleanup time. And organization is key, getting organized. So go check out organicorganizers.com. Now, somebody's asking me, because I'm going to show you some products that can help on this mission. And don't forget about that music, y'all. We have music over there at elevationtime.com. Everything at elevationtime.com is on sale this weekend. Use the discount code DESIRE. You get 10% off of everything in your cart over $99 or more. That's good until Sunday night at midnight. The discount code is DESIRE. You get 10% off of everything in your cart. That's classes, everything, anything on the website, you get 10% off. And if you desire to become a member, then you get 10% off of everything all the time, as long as you're a member. You see, now there's a couple people who decide they want to become members just so that they can get 10% off for this weekend. But then they find out later on, we got some projects popping up that are only for members. And they come back talking about, Dr. B, I want to become a member again. No, you quit. You once you quit, that's it. You decided that it was too much, and it's all right. We understand. You might not have that amount of money to become a member every month. But we got, people got money to do what they desire. And we're not talking disagreeably about you, but there are some things coming up for members only. And we are even working on this mentorship program right now. We'll have it soon, because folks been saying, Dr. B, when are you going to do a mentorship program? We're working on it, but it's only going to be for special people. Everybody is not going to be able to be involved, because everybody is not willing to really invest at certain levels. Okay? So the discount code is DESIRE. And I'd love for somebody to put that in the chat. Those of you who are here helping, I see a lot of you who are old family members and new family members. Yeah, the discount code when you go to elevationtime.com is DESIRE. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play just a little music and take a quick break. And then I'm going to come back with some solutions for you that can help us all get to what we desire most, mentally, physically, spiritually, energetically. Would that be okay? All right. I'll be right back with you. I'm going to play some very special grooves. And I think this is going to be fun, as long as we all admit that we got to change. All right. This is something really special by a brother named Selah and myself. To think twice is blasphemy. We'll be right back with you.
Yes, great mother.
Let me know if you can hear this. Do you hear this music? Do y'all hear that music? Okay, you hear that. Good. Let's fade that down. Let's go back to the song that I was attempting to play. All right, let's stop that. And I'm going to play the music by Selah. And let's see if you can hear this.
Yes, Great Mother, thou hast patiently protected my purpose. Difficult this path of perfection. Indeed, the dead shall not know this glory. Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. The desert of my soul has been drenched by the waters of life, liberated from labels, lacking no thing. This is the way of wisdom, the testament of tears, formed in the bowels of becoming, bringing forth the fruit of freedom. Bind not the beloved with busyness nor boredom. Rest is the reward of the Lord. Victory is assured to those that endure the depths of indecision. With perfect vision, pierce the veil of illusion, vanquish the villains of virtue, heal heaven's broken heart. Thou art imperishable, everlasting isness, nameless, blameless, purity personified. Be not tied to sensation, temptation, nor desire the temporal fires that burn your blessings. Shake till you wake, take your place amongst the luminous race, wrapped in royal radiance, transcending beginnings and endings, firmly rooted in the love above. Time is the enemy. Seconds are missed moments. Seconds are missed moments. Seconds are missed moments. We are inspired by shadows, moving by images, wildly wiggling our way through wonderland. Thou shalt not want. It is the perceived condition of lack that brings forth desire. Desire wants to fill its emptiness. Obviously, where is that emptiness? Where is that problem that takes your attention, consuming your moments? These are tricks of the brain trained to defend its temporariness. A jealous God demanding the allegiance of my members. It remembers what me forgot. It is and is not a nebulous nuisance needing more. Always. When one attempts to mature in consciousness through a fear-based perceptual lens, limiting beliefs in self will systematically sabotage the soul's ascension towards the freedom of knowing. Knowing demands surrender. Surrender befriends compassion. Compassion is the doorway to divine thought. Divine thought actualizes itself as pure potential. This omnipotent guiding force attempts to navigate its dualistic expression through socially enforced insecurities, creating antichrist archetypes that ultimately destroy the natural evolutionary process. Man does indeed possess the spark. It is unfortunately masked in the mystery that mesmerizes minds, confines men to mere mortality, a finite fallacy that feeds on fear. Fast from your past, fan the flames of fruition, finish your mission, listen to the babies, smell the daisies, birth yes from maybes, free yourself of yourself. Everything else is fake. Fear's an illusion, confusion is choosing when there's no choice. The voice heard first is Christ, so to think twice is blasphemy. For those with souls that see and hearts that hear, it's always now. Wow.
Wow. What do y'all think about that? I love that one. That's Selah. That's Dr. B Sirius featuring Selah on the vocals and the mind drop information. Is that off the chain? That's all new music that we're working on right now. And wow. That's from another project that we're working on, which is going to be about elevated poetry, elevated words, elevated vocals, fifth chakra, energy field, expression. We got a lot we've been sitting on as a people. There's a lot once you fast from your past, once you drop those leaves, once you let the dead bury their dead, once you decide and choose to become who you were always here to be, do you realize who you were always meant to be? But it just doesn't happen. We've got to choose. We've got to choose our desires one at a time, y'all. And clean up and let go and organize and reorganize. And if you can't do it by yourself, get some help. There's a lot of folks out there that can help right now. There's helpers coming as long as you ask for them and decide and choose for them to be here. You need to feel magnetic. You've got to breathe deeply. Without breathing deeply, then you won't allow yourself to let the breath of life and let the energies and the entities and the angels and the ones that you desire to come to join you on the road. They won't come because you're not breathing deeply and you're not grounding yourself and you've got too much toxicity around you. So let's let it go. Let it all go. Let it all go because it has very little value, but the value you give it. Are you ready? Are you willing? Are you up for it? Are you down for it? We also got to clean up some of that radiation that's in the field. I have a device here on my keys, right? And this device helps to nullify or change the frequency. It actually doesn't nullify. It doesn't cancel radiation. There's another one in the telephone here that we have in the back of the telephone. That these devices work on quantum physics. They're not working on blocking the radioactive frequency coming from 5G, 4G, 3G. There's now a 6G, and also from microwaves or from satellite waves. You can't get away from it, but you can change the frequency of it by changing it to another channel. So what these devices do is they change the frequency channel, because there's disagreeable radiation and then there's agreeable radiation. The sun is agreeable radiation. It's radioactive too. Radioactivity isn't necessarily disagreeable or bad or good. It depends on the frequency. It depends on how you become a part of the frequency of the thing that you're involved in. So once you detoxify, you change your frequency. Once you focus on what you desire, you change the frequency. As you begin to desire something and feel as if you already have it, you change your frequency to match the frequency of your desires. But we've got to be careful because there is the 4Gs and the 5Gs and all that kind of stuff. So right here is a device that we have on the website. Go to elevationtime.com. There's several different devices there that actually change the frequency. Okay. That one is from improveyourlife.health.net or .us. In case we run out, because they do run out. These do sell very fast, these devices. There's a whole lot of these different devices that we are one of the few companies or one of the few businesses in the world who has been authorized to distribute these items. Okay. In case we run out, then you can go to improveyourlife.us. Improveyourlife.us. They've got doggy mats. They've got, items for your home that actually balance the frequency of your entire home. Here at the building, we have a device that blocks the radiation for the entire building. Doesn't block it. Let me say it again. It augments it. It shifts it. Anytime they tell you something blocks the radiation, that means that if it was your phone, it wouldn't work. Phone is radiation. That's how it works. So if you can still dial out, then it's not blocking radiation. What these devices do is they change the frequency of radiation. In fact, the man who is the one who discovered these things, well, he didn't discover them. He actually is distributing them from Germany. He will be on a webinar that we're doing soon. I did one with him on the Sirius Vibes show. Have y'all ever checked out my Sirius Vibes podcast? Go check it out. But there's a guy on there named Norbert Huser, who's a musician who actually is from Germany. And the Germans, they got a lot of technology. A lot of stuff that was hidden that's now coming to the forefront. So we made a deal with him. So we're one of the only distributors of these devices. And if you go to elevationtime.com, you will see some of these devices that are, helping to change the frequency of radioactive devices. They're everywhere. So we could be attempting to get to our goal, but what's blocking us a lot of times is these things that are radioactive. Now, a lot of folks say, well, I use crystals to do that. Well, the issue is that crystals are in this field of energy that are affected too. Everything in this field that we live in is affected by these radioactive items. Yeah, so there's crystals that could normally block radiation, but they may not be doing it as well because there's so many different multiple frequencies that are online right now that they're not as effective as they used to be. I've got all kinds of crystals and stones, and we tested them in the lab, and we found out that they used to work. It may not be working as well. So we've got we've got these items that actually the frequency of these are being changed constantly from the source. You see? In fact, let me go to the website. I need to give you exactly what this device is called because I can't even remember the name. Hold on. Yes. Now I'm going to go to the website. You go to the menu, go to shop, and go down to holistic living. Under holistic living. Oh, here we go. This is called the Smart Defender SD9 5. That's what this is called. It looks like it says protect on it. Protect Smart Defender SD9-5. This one blocks the radiation, or I keep saying block, doesn't block it. It changes the frequency of radiation up to 15 feet. This is why it's on this keychain, because every car is putting out so much radiation, it's ridiculous. We're not even talking about a smart car. We're talking about an old regular car from back in the day. They put out less radiation, but if you got an electric car, you are riding in a microwave oven. So at least get one of these. It's called the Smart Defender SD9-5. Can somebody put that in the chat? Smart Defender SD9-5 disc. Smart Defender SD9-5 disc. They're at elevationtime.com. And we have some, but if we run out, if you go there and you see that some of the items are sold, these items sell fast, then go to improveyourlife.us and you're actually at the actual distributor. You must say that you were sent by Dr. B. Otherwise, they will not sell to the public. But then you get all the special discounts and all that, because you're part of the family. So that's at improveyourlife.us. But if you'd like to get them right now from Elevation, we do have some of those devices. There's another one, and it's called, I've got so many things happening. I can't cancel, cut, delete, and clear. It's a challenge sometimes to remember everything. See how I changed that? This is called the Water Energizer. Water Energizer is the W100 high energy water rod. And this amazing device, inside of it is some quantum field device. And all you've got to do is touch it on your water bottle like that. Or your tea or anything liquid. And it structures the water instantly. Because all water, I don't care if it's spring water in a glass, if it's rehydrated. Don't they have rehydrated water? But a lot of folks are using this distilled water and even what they call alkaline water. All water is full of radiation. Why? Because it's in this environment, which is full of radiation. So it's all affected. But the minute you touch this device on your water or your tea, it reorganizes it and structures it instantly, and you can taste it. Some of you have it out there, and you know what I'm talking about. And water is very important when we're talking about changing our lives. Okay, y'all there? Are we back? Are we back? Do you have me? If you have me back, then say, hey, we're back. We're back. There are some technical difficulties. The whole internet just went down. And yeah. And you know why. It's because when you're moving towards something great, there's always opposition to something great. So remember that. You have to move past opposition and not freak out. So thank you for sticking with us. We're almost done. So I was talking about the water wand, but there is another device that you can get from improveyourlife.us that you can put on the water pipe to your whole house, and it structures the water for your entire house. So those products are at improveyourlife.us. And before we go, I'm going to show you the light wand, which we're out of stock, but they do have them at improveyourlife.us. Make sure you say Dr. B sent you, otherwise they will not allow you to purchase at that website. Okay, what we're talking about, just to recap, is we're talking about how to get to the place that you desire. What do you desire the most? And the next place that's important that we should look is at our nutrition, at food, and how to clean up our diet or our nutritional factors. So I've got a few slides I'm going to show you some of the things we offer here at Elevation. Because if you are doing it all, you're doing everything possible to get to your destination, it's going to be a smoother ride. because you're doing everything, not just one thing. That's not two things, not just meditation, not just mantras, not just prayers and hope and beads and crystals and bowls and music, all of it. It's a holistic thing. That's what it means by holistic. It's got to be all in. You're going all in on all levels. Okay. So here are a few things that we have seen to be very effective. And many of you know that we have this product, Dr. B's Elevated Total Body Paracleanse Program. And if you don't know, please do yourself a favor and at least check it out. Because parasites are the number one reason that people fail. The number one reason why people fail physically, mentally, spiritually, energetically is because of parasites. Mental parasites are ideas and experiences that are caught in their mind, which create the vibration of loss, lack, not enoughness, worthiness, worthlessness. Those are mental parasites. The saboteur effect, where we try to do something and all of a sudden we destroy our own situation and pick the worst out of the crowd. So this program is working on physical and spiritual parasites. It used to be just physical, but as of March, we now figured out the plants and there's a few minerals and a couple flower essences that help to detoxify from what they call spiritual parasites. So this is our flagship product. It's been around since 1996. There's a whole story of how we came up with this, but we found that the average parasite cleanse is only working on the digestive parasites, which is good. And you can do that with papaya seeds, pumpkin seeds. There's a bunch of products that you can do to get rid of those parasites, and those are pretty easy. The more challenging parasites are what they call systemic parasites. They live throughout the system. They live throughout the body. Some of them are superbugs. Some of them are considered weaponized, microbacteria. There are many things that were made for war, weapons of war, bioweapons that were dropped off in certain parts of the world and on certain communities. These superbugs are not affected the same way that the parasites that might live in our digestive tract are. These superbugs are smart bugs, some of them. Some of them aren't even from the planet Earth. They were here to help terraform the planet, to keep people in a slave mentality. They've even triggered genes within us that make people become subservient. There are subservient genes that we've created. Now, it's not the gene, it's actually the environment around the gene that's causing the gene to express itself a certain way. They call it epigenetics. But a lot of folks feel like they have to be there for everybody and to save everyone. This sometimes is based on parasites. You're trying to bring everybody with you. You may not be able to bring them. You get there first. Then you can get on the life raft and go back and save them, but you got to get there first. So this cleanse, this detoxification program is working to help with what we call systemic parasites. There's ones in the eyes, the liver, the kidneys, the spleen. They live throughout the body. And the most popular one, or the one that's known the most today, let me get the book, is a parasite called toxoplasma. Have y'all heard of toxoplasma? Some of you know, because I talk about this a lot. Your Brain on Parasites. This book by Kathleen McAuliffe. How Tiny Creatures Manipulate Our Behavior and Shape Society. This book is deep. And she stops so that she can put the book out. Some things she don't say because you got to be very careful what you say, what you put out to the public. So some things are private and sacred. But there is a issue that we're having right now across the board where this parasite toxoplasma may just be why we're having so many levels of mental imbalance, emotional imbalance, physical imbalance, because toxoplasma controls the mind. And they are now saying that up to 70% or more of the people are exhibiting the symptoms of toxoplasma. This is why a lot of folks live in fear and are afraid to move past some of their issues. They can't, because toxoplasma is controlling the mind. And we studied and studied all the different parasite cleansing herbs out there, and we couldn't figure out how could we get these herbs into the brain, because a lot of substances are stopped before they get to the brain by what they call the blood-brain barrier. So the average herb that we're talking about that should kill parasites, cloves, black walnut, wormwood, they're good for digestive, but they don't pass the blood-brain barrier. So to pass the blood-brain barrier, you have to use vibration. You have to use frequency. So one of the challenges that I had was to find out the frequency of certain substances that would pass the blood-brain barrier. And we did it. And we may just be the first people to do it. And it's not herbs, y'all. And we use herbs in this cleanse or this product, but it's not just herbs. It's flower essences. There's certain essential oils. There's magnetic resonance. We use structured water. We use light waves, which I'll show you in a little while. We use light waves. We use sound frequencies. And we use crystal elixirs, selective ones. It took years and years to figure out just which ones. Because what we found was that in most products out there, it may kill the weak or the average parasite, but make the strong parasite stronger. They actually eat the tissue of the parasites you killed with your average parasite cleanse. So we've got to sweep it all out. We've got to also balance out certain things that happen in the body from the die-off of parasites, because when the parasites die off, they emit things like ammonia gas, the dead, decaying tissue, which causes your nervous system to go out of balance. So we've even had things, we had to put things in this cleanse that would help with all of that. So this program comes with 2 bottles of the quantum para cleanse. And some folks say, well, Dr. B, why don't you just sell that by itself? It doesn't work by itself. It's a program. This is a step approach. We've got to do this over 28 days. It takes 28 days to disengage or disorganize or to take control and make the parasites where they can't communicate, because they come in groups. They're like hives. So it comes with 2 bottles, because 1 bottle will only last you 2 weeks. We've got to go 28 days, a full moon cycle, in order to disrupt their feeding and their mating cycle. Then we've got something in this program that's called New Life, which is your vitamins and minerals, and helps to break up mucoid plaque in the system. And you need certain minerals in order to replenish the system after we cleanse. A lot of cleanses strip, and they strip, and they strip, but they don't replenish. Some folks are chronic, cleansers. They're always cleansing. They're always on a cleanse, always fasting. But knowing how to replenish is important too. Also, you get something called Lax Ease in this product. And the Lax Ease is going to help to get the peristalsis of the colon moving, so you can move some of this mucoid plaque out, or move some of the digestive waste, which is stuck in the folds of the colon. And then there's something called Tranquility. Tranquility helps you sleep. It has these things that are like what you call L-ornithine. L-ornithine is something that helps you with your nervous system, so that it's a protein actually that helps to disengage the gas in your system while we're cleansing. Because some folks can't sleep when you're doing a good parasite cleanse. It's challenging to sleep, because they're at war. They're fighting for survival, and your immune system is coming online to create balance in your system, or homeostasis. This also comes with a liver powder to help replenish the liver, kidneys, and the spleen. Liver, kidneys, and spleen are really one organ. They all work together. Actually, the pancreas is involved in this too. They're all basically one system. So we've got to be replenishing and rejuvenating that system also while we're detoxifying from systemic parasites. There is a tooth powder to polish your teeth and to get rid of the parasites that live in your mouth, because parasites, true parasites that are powerful, systemic parasites, will go anywhere and hide. They're in the mouth. Even when you wake up in the morning, this may just be your bad breath. You feel me? So this helps to polish your teeth and get rid of the parasites in the mouth. The women get something called sacred womb, which helps to rejuvenate the energy of the womb. And the men get something called timeless man, which helps to rejuvenate the energy of the man's reproductive system. All of those work together as one system. Our bodies are basically one big system. You also get the master mushroom tonic in this program, and master mushroom tonic is 13 different mushrooms and 7 herbs, which all work to boost your immune system way beyond. See, the average herbs, right? What they do is they work on physical things. They detoxify. But mushrooms or mycelium can go deeper than herbs because they work on changing your DNA. They can not changing it, but let's just put it this way. They can locate DNA in your body that may not be yours. They can cleanse or detoxify and balance at a very deep rate. So there are 13 medicinal mushrooms in this mushroom tonic, which you can buy all of these by themselves independently besides the Paracleanse bottles. So that's the master mushroom tonic. And you also get a very special type of vitamin C. The best vitamin C's are going to be from camu camu berry, baobab berry, um, the baobab, which is the tree of life, in what they call El Kibulan, or what some people call Africa. Are y'all there? We're back. Yeah. We are going through some challenges right now. So we're going to finish up here. And the wind is really blowing outside. And sometimes when the wind blows, I think it blows the internet. And when the internet is full, and they told me, did you guys know that the internet is full? They didn't tell us this on the 6 o'clock news. They said they don't have enough bandwidth on the internet anymore. Did you know this? So they're having overloads because so many people are online. And when they created the internet, they didn't create it for this kind of bandwidth. So a lot of us are having challenges with the internet. So be patient. But we're going to finish up. And what we were talking about was parasites. Let's get back to that. So, yes, this program has a very special type of vitamin C, which is very important because vitamin C is one of the things that we don't make. We can't manufacture it in our body. So getting it from outside is very important. Just keep in mind that the average vitamin C doesn't do anything. All vitamin C really does, it's a cofactor. In other words, if you take vitamin C, it triggers and tells your body to absorb more vitamin C from the food you're eating. And this goes for almost any vitamin. Most vitamins are actually just telling your body, triggering your body to now open up the receptors to receive more of that particular element from what you're eating. If you're not eating it, then you're not getting it. These vitamin pills, they don't give you the thing. They are just triggering what's already in you so that your body can absorb and digest and use the vitamin or the element. Did you know that? So there's a very special type of vitamin C in this tonic, and we do have the vitamin C tonic by itself. But this program is called the Elevated Total Body Paracleanse Program. It is the number one choice from people from all over the world now for dealing with systemic parasites. It's a very special program for those who are ready to go deep and deal with not only the physical, but the spiritual side. And there's a few things that we have added to this program as of March, which help to eradicate the energy of non-physical parasites. There are non-physical parasites, which we're going to do a whole program on that. We're not going to do it today. But the non-physical parasites are parasites that live in the other realm. They live in other dimensions, or they live in the etheric realm. And some of them, they go through families. People have these generational curses and these ways that they are, and they got these riders or these walk-ins that have walked in through their whole lives. And they just go from family member to family member until you break the spell. So what we did in this particular new version of the program is added those particular elements that help our bodies and our immune system, because we have a spiritual or energetic immune system too, right? To help your body strengthen its immune system to help eradicate and to vaporize some of those not mental, but more physical and non-physical parasites. So this is a very special program. Let me give you a few symptoms of parasites. Low energy, depression, anger, negative thinking, cancer, virus, flus, allergies, loss of appetite, loss of taste and smell, heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, menstrual problems, vaginal infections, dysfunctional sexual, sexual dysfunction, over and underweight, drooling while sleeping, itching ears, nose, anus, and body, grinding of the teeth, gas and bloating, chronic fatigue syndrome, pain in the joints, insomnia, depression, bipolar, tripolar, pentapolar. Some folks got so many poles going on today. Some people just added a new pole today when they went outside and listened to the news, or now they got another emotion they're swinging towards, and swinging from trees like the monkey mind. And we got to get in control of that. And some of that is because of parasites. Let's keep going. Food and drug cravings. Some people are on drugs because the parasites want that drug. Some people are on certain foods because the parasite is craving it. A lot of our cravings comes from parasites. That's why this book, This Is Your Brain on Parasites, is so important, because it shows you that a lot of our habits and ways and even our culture sometimes are controlled by these systemic parasites, not your old colon parasites. This is the superbugs. Okay. Things floating by the eyes, rash, pimples, epilepsy, liver and kidney, spleen problems, chronic. The list goes on. Unclear thinking, choices sometimes, even sometimes choosing mates and choosing what we think we love and what we desire is based on parasites controlling your system, needing to travel from one person to another. They're very intelligent. 2.5 billion year old super creatures, parasites. They've been here much, 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 much longer than us. So I'm going to just say it once again. This program is for super bugs, or what we call systemic parasites. So this is no disrespect to all the programs out there that deal with intestinal parasites. There's many of them. Most of them are pretty effective. This is different. We're dealing with the systemic parasites that live throughout the system. They are a challenge. It takes time. It takes a very special program. It takes frequencies. It takes all of these things that actually reset your system have to happen together in tandem or in rhythm together. And that's what this program is for. And right now, as we said, if you are interested in investing, this is a good time because we're going into fall. So some folks are doing their fall cleanse now. And this is a good time to move on that program if you're interested. So there will be a discount code, which is DESIRE, to get 10% off of all things in the cart over $99 up until Sunday at midnight. Heaven on earth is for your nervous system. When you start moving towards your goal, and like we say, a lot of times your friends, your family, the opposition, all these entities pop up in your head even to try to stop you from moving towards your goal. They agitate. These things get on your nerves. And you're not eating certain foods and the food is calling you. I remember when I was getting off chicken was calling me. Everywhere I went, Dr. B, I could smell chicken. People was barbecuing. Wings was my favorite thing. And wings was on sale. You get 1 pack of wings and get 20. You buy 2 wings and get 100 wings free. If you got a coupon code, come on over to aisle 5 right now. It's not even in the aisle. The chicken and meat's never in the aisle. It's in the back of the store. We should question that. Why is it way in the back of the store? Anyway, but trying to get off of some of these foods is no joke. So we shouldn't talk about people bad just because they're eating a certain way. And sometimes, even if you're going to eat however you're going to eat, it's just best to cleanse every time the seasons change. And this is a season change right now to detoxify. But your nervous system is usually out of whack by living in this system and dealing with so much mass distraction, so many frequencies, so many things happening every single day. It just keeps coming at you. Then you open up your phone and you're looking at your social network, and the things that are most attractive usually are the ugliest things. But when you start creating heaven on earth, it's another thing. This product, Heaven on Earth, helps to calm down your nervous system. This amazing product has been traditionally used for anxiety, stress, mood enhancement, nervous system balancing, muscle spasms, pain, relaxation, heart, and thyroid tonic. It's good for relaxation and meditation too. That is the Heaven on Earth. And I think that's it. Oh, there's the platinum too. I can't go off without mentioning platinum. Platinum is a product that has, I thought I had one here. Where's my platinums? Did I move my platinum? Oh my gosh, where's my platinum? Anyway, Platinum Life Elixir is platinum, gold, iridium, palladium, copper, and silver. I think this last one we put in there. And it's what we call monoatomic product. All of these elements are monoatomic or M state elements, which means they exist in several dimensions at one time. That's a whole study on what these monoatomic elixirs do. And they work at a very, very, very high vibration or an interdimensional level. And this product is great for tuning up your pineal gland, helping to get rid of heavy metals, helping your life expectancy. Because the question is, what do you expect out of life? What do you desire most and what do you expect? This is a deep question. What do you desire most? Why? And what do you expect? What is your life expectancy? If your life expectancy has been told by you, programmed into you, and they told you what to live and how to live and who to be and when to be and how long it is before you're going to get old and all of those type of things. And, you know, at this age, this happens. And with that age, this happens. And, you know, that's all about your life expectancy because you expect it because somebody told you to believe it. We've got to create our own life expectancy. What do you expect? I expect the best out of life. But the best isn't always happening. But guess what? We're moving towards the best. We're moving towards it. We're going to create a vibrational rate where we vibrate, you know, with the things that we desire. This is the piece that we didn't get when we were growing up. This wasn't in the nursery rhymes. This wasn't in the commercials. Our parents weren't singing this to us before we went to bed. So we can't look at what we didn't get. We got to look at what's available now. And the best, like the best masters are able to break the old programming, break the program, be like the trees and let the leaves go. Platinum helps you do that because it comes from having your pineal, right, focused on what you desire. That is your spiritual connection, your pineal. It's not that it's calcified, it's that we're not putting the right elements in the body for it to energize. We need to energize the pineal. We need to repair our telomeres. Telomeres are the broken parts of our genes. That's a whole nother story we can talk about at another time. Getting rid of heavy metals in the body. The heavy metals, they're in everything. They're in the air, they're in water. These heavy metals, they cause the frequency of your body to be erratic. This helps to remove the heavy metals. It also helps with anti-aging, environmental protection. It lifts the mood. It's helping with peak performance. This product was one we co-created with Dick Gregory. That's why we call it the Gregory Reserve. It's an amazing product. Some folks know that this one right here is the game changer. For those of you who are into high thinking and moving away from our conditions, platinum can help that. We talked about focus earlier. We talked about cotton and the fabrics. You are the gold mine. You know, they keep talking about mining gold in these old stories. The treasure map. Did you know the treasure map in the treasure map story is about you? It's about us. It's about we. Inside of us, there is a treasure map. There are treasures. There's all of the incredible things that we desire are already built into the system. We've got to learn now to tap in and let go of what we didn't get and let go of the issues and who's got issues and why they got issues and focusing on these things that are creating this distraction and tap into ourselves. That's what this is about. Are you ready to do that? Are you ready to tap into what's already inside? Are you willing to move past opposition? Are you willing to let go of some of these, what you call friends and some of these relatives, at least temporarily, till we can get over the hump? Are you willing to collaborate with people who are on the same path or people who are already at the destination? Are you willing? Are you willing to stop listening to people who are talking against the genius that's in you, the thing that you know to be true? Are you willing to eat in a way where the food is not eating you and destroying you? Are you willing? Are you willing to focus on a goal and feel it as if it's already there? And just don't give up because it didn't work the first time. You must stay there. You must keep focusing and keep vibrating until you feel and get full of the feeling of the thing that you desire already happening within you. You've got to feel you're there. You can't think you're there. You can't draw pictures. You can't write about it. You've got to feel it. You've got to reach that rate of vibration that matches the thing that you desire. Thinking from the goal, thinking from the desire, becoming your desired goal. Become it now. Forget about all the other things you want. Pick one. Let's focus on one thing. one thing. Are you ready? Are you willing to become the gold mine? Please make sure you're on the email list over at elevationtime.com, because we've got a couple things coming up. Actually, in the next month, it's going to be really busy. We're working on a class on kinesiology. How many of you would like to learn psychological, well, not psychological kinesiology, cancel, cut, delete, and clear, personal kinesiology, where you can muscle test and learn to know a yes or a no based on the akasha, based on the vibration in the body, where you can get a yes or a no about anything that you'd like to know right now. That's how we create a lot of the herbal products. We can get a yes or no about what we're going through in life. Kinesiology is the technology of using the body to give us a yes or no, tapping into the subconscious and finding out what is true and what is not. So we will be doing a course. I'll be doing a special class on kinesiology, personal kinesiology. I'm not sure what we're going to call it yet, but that's what it's going to be about. So make sure you're on the email list at elevationtime.com. And that's going to be a class coming up. Actually, is it this month? Is it this month? I think so. Yeah, but we're working on it right now. We also have a couple very special live events that we're working on. It's a big surprise coming for everybody. Some live events that some of you in certain states and certain cities will be able to come, or anybody can come, but there will be something that we've not done before, which will be an all-inclusive, a whole experience, mental, physical, spiritual experience. So make sure you're on the email list so you'll know about this. So most of you out there are winners. You were born winners. It's in you. It's already in you. Most of what we desire is already in us. We just need some help and some assistance in certain areas, and cleaning up our minds, cleaning up our bodies, cleaning up our language, cleaning up our friendships, cleaning up our associations, and getting to the point where we're able to collaborate with the best side of ourselves. See, sometimes we're in collaboration with the smallest side of ourselves, the loser in us. It's a collaboration. You got to deal with the part of you that's losing. You don't have to have the deal. Break the deal. Break the program. How many of you are ready to break the program? We don't have to fight to survive and all that fighting. We don't have to, fighting doesn't work. You have to become what we desire. Become your desires. What do you desire most? Become it. Why do you desire this? Be passionate about your desires. Move away from telling everybody what you are doing, and move away from that part of you that will talk you out of your best self. No longer argue for your weakness or for your dis-ease or for your lesser than self. Is that a thing? The lesser than self? Write that down. Move away from your lesser than self. It's a new time. If you're looking out and you see the leaves falling, just remember that an analogy for letting go. Wow, I see some of y'all are still here. Yeah, the internet is going in and out, so that means that it's time up. So I want to thank you all for being here today. And like I said, get on the email list at elevationtime.com. And the sale, there's many products on sale, and that will be on until midnight on this Sunday. And thank you for your time. I love you all. I would like to thank the staff of Elevation and all of the folks out there who are working and collaborating for all of us to move to the next level and let go of victimhood, let go of our old selves. So thank you for hanging out and being a part of this new change, this new shift, the new earth, the new world, the new time, the now time. So we're going to go out and do what we must do. We're going to play. Let's have some fun. Let's dance away all of our issues. Okay? So travel light. You don't need all that luggage. Times have changed. We're changing time. Allow yourself to be your best self. I'll see you again soon. This is Dr. B Sirius signing off. ElevationTime.com. See you again in the now moment, coming to now, to today, to forever. Remember, you are the gold mine. Tap in to yourself. Thank you very much.
I allow myself to be my best self. To be creative. And to let go. I allow myself to live an elevated life, to stay focused and clear, always moving towards a goal. I allow myself to let go and to learn to live and to grow.
I allow myself time and space. I allow. I allow myself to feel, to express myself, and to use the talents that I possess. I allow myself to make love out of the things that are not love. I allow myself to be creative, live in the moment. I allow. I allow. I allow. I allow. I allow myself to be authentic, transparent, open, caring, and loving. I allow myself to let go, to be free, and to plant new seeds and live the best life right now. I allow the God power within me to express itself through art, through creativity. I allow myself to plant new seeds in the garden of life. I let go. am grateful. I am honored to allow to be here now.